radio's dirty little secret. And it's all legal.
Are you ready for showtime? Oh, come on, you do better. Are you ready for showtime?
Break down, baby.
Who the hell is this?
Alan, you have been described by your enemies as evil, insane, manipulative. Who are you?
To examine it would be to demystify it.
And you'll take it with a tasty groove, okay?
Wow.
Definitely makes me cringe.
Very, very, very painful.
1, 2, 3, pick it. Pick it. Come on. God damn it. Could you one time pick it? What the
You're disgusting.
It's showtime!
It's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7
You ignorant trick bastard.
WMMS.
Cleveland.
What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. Greetings and salutations and all that, ladies and gentlemen, and brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, if I may be so bold. My name is Alan Cox. Thank you for showing up. Hi. Say hi to Bill Squire, who's right over there.
Hey, creepy hugs, everyone. Thanks for listening to and watching this episode of the Alan Cox Show titled Detective Poundcake-chu.
Is that Pikachu movie out?
It comes out Friday, I think.
Oh.
So they leaked it online, though. I don't know if you saw that.
I saw a story about that, yeah. I'm, again, I have no skin in the Pokemon game, but that's a Ryan Reynolds production, yes?
Yeah, he's the voice, and he's pretty good at marketing and stuff like that, so they do some silly stuff. Also, thanks to everybody that came out last night to Woodlands Tavern down in Columbus. Not the biggest crowd I've ever performed for, but they were very good. They were very into it.
What is the biggest crowd you've ever performed for?
It was the Palace Theater, or no, the Palace of Auburn Hills.
Okay.
So it was like 3,000 or 4,000 people.
Right. Who was that with?
It was just like a Christmas show that they used to do.
Oh, yeah?
So I was one of the headliners, actually. Like they had like multiple headliners, and I was one of them. And it was a really fun show, but 3,000 or 4,000 people in a arena that seats 20,000.
A lot of echo.
Just a lot of open seat still. So you're like, well, this is great, and this is the most people I've ever performed for. But it just shows you how many people are at an arena show.
Sure.
So it was still really cool.
That counts as an intimate show if you've got 3,000 people in a 20,000 seater. Yeah. I saw Bill Squire in Detroit. It was just it was a tiny little show. There were only 3,000 of us. Mm-hmm. In a basketball arena. Mary Santora is right over there.
Hi, guys. No babies.
How are you?
Having a weird day.
Oh, yeah?
I had a weird drinking dream that I had, like, blacked out.
I had a weird dream, too.
I had, like, blacked out, and I came out of my blackout drunk in someone's pool. I was just in a stranger's pool in their backyard, like, swimming laps. And I was wasted. And I remember being drunk and having to get out of this pool. And, like, I went in the front yard, and my car was there, but it was all banged up. Like, I crashed it. Like, two of the doors were off and all the windows were smashed out. And I had to go to my dad's house, and I was, like, super embarrassed because everybody knew that I was drunk and I broke my sobriety. And
why'd you have to go to your dad's house, though?
Because my food was there.
Your food was there.
I had to go to my dad's house because my food's there.
I was arguing. I was like, I left my food there. He has all my food there. And then when I got there, he was yelling at me about how disappointed he was in me for drinking. And it was like, I woke up, and I've been kind of anxious all day now, where it's just like a very weird feeling in my chest because it was so real. And I was so upset with myself for, like,
leaving your food at your dad's house.
For leaving my food at my dad's house.
Oh, that's a huge mistake.
Well, I put it on my
Instagram. You leave your food at my house. I'm eating it.
I put it on my Instagram
Stab
story.
rules.
And a bunch of people responded that that's a super common thing. That, like, when people stop drinking or stop using drugs, you'll have dreams about using again or about being drunk.
It's what you
again.
Want to do more than anything.
I don't want to. It was like
you do.
This anxiety-ridden feeling I've had all day.
Your brain must not know that you don't want to do that.
Well, what it is.
Everybody say hello to Poundcake, who's back there behind the glass.
Afternoon, white people. Happy hump day.
It is hump day. Did you have any dreams of being drunk in a pool last night, Poundcake?
Not being drunk in a pool, no. No.
All right.
No.
Was it were you drunk in a dream somewhere?
No, I've never been drunk in a dream. All my dreams feel like I'm drunk or some sort, but I'm never drinking alcohol in my dreams.
Right.
I just feel like I'm in La La Land, and I'm just prancing around.
Prancing? A lot of prancing in your dreams?
A lot of groping.
No
Like,
rules.
yeah, no rules. So I can just do whatever I want.
Wow.
That's funny.
Yeah, all
I
right.
stick it to people in my dreams. I'm like, man, this is awesome. I was like, damn it, I'm dreaming.
You have like revenge dreams?
That's why I wake up pissed, and I'm in a sour mood every day, and I don't want to get out of bed. I'm like, man, I just had the most awesome dream ever. And I have to start
dreams.
I have to start my stupid day with my stupid coworkers, like, and my stupid job.
He goes to sleep and he's dreaming of ways that he can stick it to people.
That's the last time I hit.
It's amazing.
I hit the dab pin before I go to bed, and this is what happened.
Don't do that, dummy.
It helps me sleep.
You're
I'm like,
asking for weird dreams. With
No,
that.
does he sound like he's upset? He's upset when he wakes up.
Yeah,
he
yes,
wants
yeah.
these dreams.
Yeah, that's true.
He wants revenge dreams.
Started out as like a
because he knows in real life he's powerless. So he goes to sleep. And he goes, oh my God, this is the greatest night of my life. I'm gonna get you. Now, do you sound the same in your dreams? And like, I'm gonna get you.
Unfortunately, I have my same voice, and I hate it. I hate it because when I hear myself talk, I'm like, oh. Is that really my voice? Is it really, God? Out of all the blessings you've given me, like, this is the one thing you cursed me with?
Out of all the blessings that he's given you, sure. Right.
There's nothing worse than saying.
Well, you know, you can change your voice.
No, you can't.
Of course you can.
You can't.
People do it
Biker Allen
all the
changed
time.
his voice yesterday.
Last night we were out at Wild Eagle Steak and Saloon. Thanks for coming out, everybody. It was a blast.
No, you can't change your
Biker,
voice.
Of course you can.
Biker Allen says so.
Yeah, of course you can.
That's a chore. Like
it's called acting, but if you get into it, you know. Okay.
No, that's too much
Yeah,
work.
what's that lady that just had a documentary about her talking
Elizabeth Holmes.
Yeah.
The Theranos girl. So what we want to do is... And all her friends are like, she doesn't sound like that. Well, friend. She doesn't
All
sound
her
like that.
friend.
Yeah.
I acted 17 years of being
Just
in the
because it's a
closet.
lot of work, don't conflate that with it being impossible.
I'm done acting.
Pardon me? Well, then you should know that you can absolutely change your voice. If you're a thespian, Poundcake, that you claim to be, you should
but
know.
Not every day of my life.
Just because you can't do accents.
All right. All right.
Or animal noises.
It goes that.
I left my dog.
Forget y'all. I'm going back to sleep.
That's right. He is. He's fallen over in there. He's like, tonight I'm getting revenge on Alan.
I had a dream.
It's gonna be the best.
I had a dream about my grandpa that's been dead for about 2 years.
Oh, yeah?
That was a weird thing.
You guys were just hanging out?
Was he still dead in the dream?
No, he wasn't. He was actually mad at my grandma because he thought she was paying too much attention to another man, which is not a relationship I had with them at all. They were not open about anything. So that would be it was like the most human he ever was around me, and I really liked it. And then I woke up, I'm like, oh, he's dead.
See, now
You got in
guys,
the middle of a grandparent love triangle
Yeah.
in your dreams.
You guys
Nothing
are
weird
all-
about that.
I wouldn't like that. Like dreaming about dead relatives. That's
what I'm saying.
I
That's
don't.
what-
I feel like that you're trying to reach out to you at that point.
That's what I was going to ask you, is that because I know you two, Alan and Bill, are in the school of thought of dreams are just chemicals in your brain that make blah, blah, blah. I'm assuming you guys don't read into dreams at
No,
all.
I don't read. I don't. Well, because he's also like, and also we got to go try this new pizza place. So I don't feel like I have like unfinished business with my grandpa where we have to get pizza together.
If only we'd gotten
Okay.
that last slice of pepperoni from Mulberry Street.
But do you think that there's like something deeper down that you were thinking about or feeling that may have triggered a memory of your grandpa or something? Or it's just all totally random?
I mean, there could have been something that I was thinking about, like that. Nothing comes
Like
to
subconsciously,
mind.
right?
Yeah, we're not
But,
privy to
yeah.
how all of the chemicals work
Right.
in our brains,
Right.
but
I
they're
don't-
in there working.
I don't think
You
it's
know.
his spirit trying to reach out to me to find out if my grandma had been stepping out.
Right? Well, because I was thinking about that dream. I was like, there's probably, because last weekend when I was in Indiana, I really wanted to go to the bar. And I wanted to, but I knew that if I went in the bar, I'd have a drink. So I'm like, so this is probably some kind of a connection to that.
Well,
of
when-
me wanting to do that and then my body freaking out and be like, hey, don't do it. You know what I mean?
Bill, this is your grandfather. Avenge me. Avenge me. Your grandmother, she was a whore. Avenge me. I don't get my planet until this is all figured out. William, Billy.
And the thing is, too,
I'm relying on you, grandson. No one else can do it.
why would it come down to me?
It.
Because you've seen Avengers 9 times, so he thinks you're a superhero
6.
now.
I know you're a nerd. Only you can do this for me, Billy. Do it. Find out who is laying the pipe to your dear departed grandmother.
And it wasn't even that level. It wasn't level, like they weren't hooking up. It was just attention that she was paying to this other man.
Like she was having a conversation with him.
Right, and he was just not having it. When I would go real like strict on my diet, like when I do Nutrimost, I have dreams about food.
Dude.
Like I'd have dreams like
where you're eating Oreos or something?
Like I'd be eating pizza or Oreos, things that I can't eat on that diet, and then you wake up and you're like, I wrecked my diet. And you're like, oh no, I'm okay. I'm good.
Right.
Yay. So it's the same thing.
I said that on my story. It was like, I've had these dreams about bartending, where it's a mess and there's 400 people there and you're like, I don't have any cups. What am I supposed to do? Or you have to cook the food and cash people out and serve them. But I've never had it about drinking before, so it's a stress dream or whatever.
I have a lot.
Yeah, I mean, if you were to buy 5 different dream dictionaries, they would tell you 5 different things.
That's what I'm saying.
So, I mean, read into it whatever you want, but just remember.
Right.
Chemicals.
I am interested in that kind of stuff.
I like
what
trying to-
represents. Because some of it's like across the board. They'd be like, oh, well, if you dream in this type of a whatever, it represents lucky.
Well, you
You're
can tell
gonna
it's
get
stress
lucky,
or it's
right.
well, you can't
Well,
dream
whatever.
about getting lucky.
No, but they'll be like,
That's
oh,
ridiculous.
if you see a penguin in your dream, that means something good's gonna happen to you, or like if you know what I mean.
But why aren't you more interested in the actual science behind it?
I am.
There's a
I
great book.
understand
I'll bring
the-
it in for you. A book I read years ago. It's called The Mind at Night.
Okay.
And it's alpha waves, beta waves, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it basically, the analogy is that the mind of a dreaming person is very similar to a person who is awake but has like schizophrenia and things like that.
Oh, freaky.
It's an amazing
I don't
book.
like that.
Yep.
But it's just weird though, because if I would have had a dream about my grandmother who has been dead for almost like I think over 20 years now, like I have very few memories of her, and the memories I do have, they're really good, but like I haven't thought about her in so long, so it would just be really strange to have a dream out of nowhere where I'm like having.
Yeah, but most
shooting
dreams
this
are out
shot.
of nowhere, I think.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm.
But
wondering.
every once in a while, like,
Are
I
they?
have-
Specific person though.
Well, I have dreams about my cousin that died when he was 17. I have dreams about my friend that died in Iraq, and I'll have dreams about them from time to time. But I don't think it's them reaching out to me. I think it's just my brain telling me, hey, don't forget about these people that you loved.
We need a medium back in here.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
If we do, that's fine. But, you know.
A medium.
You guys aren't gonna take it seriously.
No, I'll take it serious, but that's the problem is if you take it serious, then you go, oh, it's all rubbish.
But like if they actually do tell you stuff that you did, like
the guy in Jamaica who read your palm and told you that
He didn't read my palm.
Or whatever. What did he tell you? He got you on something. He told you, "Oh, your birthday's in October, man." Whatever they did, I
Right.
don't know. He like threw a dart and happened to hit it.
And he told me I was in finance.
Are you?
Well, Bill's always chasing that paper. So yeah, he is. He's in finance.
like,
He
"You're-
makes it rain when he goes out.
He's like, you're in finance, you're good with money. I'm like, wrong and wrong.
Right.
Is this before or after you live with grandma?
This is way before.
Like, you couldn't
Yeah.
be more wrong, sir.
Right.
All right, if you're on hold, I'll get you on the way back. I'm going to have those Breaking Benjamin tickets for you, too. They have set an August 6th show out at Blossom with Chevelle and 3 Days Grace and some other friends coming with them. 35192 if you want to text for anything, or AlanCoxShow.com for the other stuff.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio.
Chevelle, 3 Days Grace, Diamante, and Dorothy. It's a full deck, man. Tuesday, August the 6th. They're all going to play Blossom. Tickets are on sale if you go to livenation.com for all the information. You want this pair, come and get it. Be caller number 14, and they're yours. Good luck. 2 for Breaking Benjamin in August. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
We now return to something barely worth your time. Already in progress.
This literally means nothing to me.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS. I'm a grave digger.
216-578-1007. If you want to join us, 35192 to send me a text. I will have another $1,000 keyword for you closer to 2:30. Your shot to get yourself $1,000. You can go fund yourself every hour all week. So if you've struck out thus far, still got plenty of chances to win. Hey, Richard.
Hey, Alan.
What's going on, man?
Hey, man. Mary's story about swimming naked in a swimming pool.
I never said I was naked, but good assumption.
Weird. Your car's banged up and it's middle of the night.
Richard's filling in the gaps for you.
Yeah.
Trying to.
So, last summer, my son comes and wakes me up and around midnight because I went to bed at 11 and he was playing video games, and he's 11, keep in mind. He said, Dad, somebody's been swimming in our swimming pool for the last 10 minutes. I mean, what do you mean the last 10 minutes? Why didn't you come and get me before? You'll see. And I go outside, and there's a very naked, very well-endowed young lady swimming naked in our swimming pool with half a six-pack of PBR on the poolside.
She's literally my spirit animal. She came to me in a dream.
It's like his son was living in Fast Times at Ridgemont High or National Lampoon's Vacation or something.
I thanked her for giving my 11-year-old a show and thrusting him into puberty, and told her she's at the wrong house.
Why'd you tell her that? You could have taught your son so much more than that woman could have. I mean, you know what I mean? Now, son, you have her sit down on the pool chair, and you're like, son, first of all, you're grounded for not coming to get me sooner. Second of all, this woman is what we refer to as drunk.
Well, the thing about it, divorces usually cost you half your stuff.
Oh,
so I
divorce.
wasn't interested in that.
He would have lost the pool.
Right, lost the pool.
Only half of it.
Right.
Just the water.
And this poor girl clearly divorced because she lost half of her case of PBR. So
and all of her clothes.
All of her clothes. That's right. She lost them in the divorce.
Take the shirt off my back.
Uh-huh. She got the gold mine. I got the shaft. All right. Thank you, Richard.
All right.
All right. There's Richard.
Crazy.
Right? It's crazy, all right? Now, listening to your show makes my Fritos taste better.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know how Fritos could possibly taste better, but thank you. I'll take that. I got a couple of letters. I got one from Heath in Brunswick. And he goes, I didn't hear exactly how it got started, but for some reason, the whole Mary's a dumb bitch thing really stuck in mine and my wife's craw while we were on vacation. When Brian Kenny was here, he was joking about how he calls Mary a dumb bitch.
It's his choice term of endearment for me.
Right, instead of like darling or honey or friend o' mine,
me.
Dumb bitch.
Hey, dumb bitch, how you doing?
That's right. Hey, you dumb bitch.
You dumb bitch.
So Heath and his wife went to Punta Cana down in the Dominican Republic.
Been there.
He said during our whole vacation, the airport, the flights, the resort, my wife and I were calling each other a dumb bitch and giggling like idiots.
I love it.
So thank you for providing extra laughs while we're on vacation. I can only imagine what people thought as they overheard me tell my wife, well, that's because you're a dumb bitch. To which she would continually respond, dumb bitch! Now that's a vacation.
That's awesome.
A vacation from your problems. That's Heath in Brunswick. Thank you,
so
buddy.
Funny.
There
I
you
have
go.
people tweeting me and responding to my Instagram stories and stuff all the time. I'm just like, that's because you're a dumb bitch, right? And I'm like, I don't even know you.
Yeah, but you nailed it.
You can't
they
say
nailed
Right.
it. Yeah.
It cracks me up.
Mm-hmm.
Also on the bitch front, I heard from Matt, and he said, I've determined that I listen to your show too much.
Nope.
Which, again, I don't know how you make Fritos taste better I don't know how you listen to the. Actually, I do know how you listen to this too much. He said, every time I whisper "hey" to my 3 or my 5-year-old, I have to use restraint not to add "you a bitch." That's right. When you're talking to your kids, "Hey, you a bitch." So thank you, man.
I love it.
Right.
That's the last thing you want is kids whispering on the little rug while they're like getting a story read to them, and they're like, "Hey, you a bitch.
You a bitch. Good night, Moon. Good night, bitch."
Miss Mandy.
He said, I use good size, nice llama a lot, and then repeat as good size, nice, fill in with any item they can see. You know?
Exactly.
Good size, nice Horcrux, whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah, good size, nice llama is definitely
so good.
a staple of my life now.
Good size, nice llama.
Yeah.
There's so many things from this show. I can't stop saluting stuff.
Yeah.
Just the other day I was walking
The
past.
salute is very infectious with people. They'll
my
send me videos of them saluting. You did general store or
General,
something.
General dentist.
General dentist.
Yeah, I was walking by going to get pizza, and I walked past. I was like, "Get out of here!" And I literally stopped to make an Instagram story in the middle of the street. General
It's
dentist.
funny you say that. You just jogged my memory when we were driving back from Orlando, because I flew down. Gwen and Nora were already down there for spring break. And it was right after the home opener, the Tribe home opener show we did downtown. And I was flying down to meet them. But we were driving back, right, with her dad and stepmom. That's a long trip.
Yeah.
So we figured, well, the baby will sleep a little bit better if, like, we leave at night and then drive through the night.
Yeah.
Right? Worked pretty well. Middle of the night, though, maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock, her dad and I were taking turns driving. And I pull over to get some gas, and I'm letting the thing fill up. And we're at just a gas station that is closed, but the pumps are automated. It's like a Get-Go or something, you know, whatever the equivalent is. And I walk all the way over to this office park that's adjacent to the gas station. Gwen goes, "What are you doing?" And I go, "Nothing." And I'm trying to get a picture of general dentistry up on this building in the middle of the night. There's no cars, no nothing.
No lights, no
it's
nothing. Right.
deadly quiet out there. But it was the light was weird. I couldn't get it. And yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
was
so
like,
stupid.
It's so stupid, but I can't stop doing it. It's every day. People will be talking to me, and I'll want, like, in a conversation, and I'll want to do it. They'll be like saying something major issue. I'm just like,
I'll just do the salute, and they'll be like, "What?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it."
Nothing. It's nothing.
Just the thing.
Sure,
Just the thing
why
I
not?
do.
It's goofy and fun, though. I really do enjoy
especially
it.
like
it's harmless.
I'll be like at Hilarities. Someone would say something. We'd like be hanging out with Jeff in the green room, and he'd say something, and then I just like salute. And he'd be like, "Why'd you do that?" I'm like, "You said major issues." I'm like,
right.
He's like, "Oh." And it took him a second, but he's like,
Yeah.
And then like, it just creeps into other people's lives as
Oh, yeah.
it's happening.
All
It's
the
great.
time.
Yeah.
So good.
Okay, let me give you $1,000 here. You got a shot every hour, about 30 past. Chance to go fund yourself. Good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. Go fund yourself. We have your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword BIKE to the number 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's BIKE to 200-200. Good luck and go fund yourself from 100.7 WMMS.
I saw it's National Teachers Week.
Ooh.
Which I always
They got a
feel
whole week?
I always feel weird about, because, you know, teachers have to put up with so much stuff. And they're
Underpaid,
always on
underappreciated.
strike. And, you know, I'm just saying, give accolades to the good teachers, because as with any other job, you know, I think like teachers, because it is not an easy job and because they are perennially underpaid, teachers kind of get painted with this broad brush that they're all great and worthy of accolades. There are a lot of awful teachers.
Oh,
There
yeah.
are a lot of terrible...
Every single teacher that I ever had.
That's their fault.
She
It's
just
all their
couldn't
fault.
get through to Bill Squire.
I had
every
a couple
single one.
really, really good ones that
I
like,
had
stuck
a-
with
think of
me.
one.
I only had a couple of bad teachers, and I only knew they were bad because, you know, my dad's an engineer, and he's a science guy and a math guy and all that. And I remember I was telling my son this story because my son is a frigging brainiac with, like, the STEM programs and all that kind of stuff, right? Like, A-pluses across the board. I go, I don't know where you got that brain, but I'm so glad that you did, because you'll go far with that.
If he's a brainiac, he wouldn't get stems in his weed.
He is right. He is right. It's all vaping now these days, Bill. Come on. Where have you been? All the kids? Come on. But the kids, it's all about the vape. Anywho, and I was telling him the story about, I said, I was not that person in high school, right? I was hanging on by my fingernails in any math and science class I took. I had my bright spots where I was, for whatever reason, accidentally good in them. I was real good at trigonometry. I was real good when we had to take statistics and probability. Great in those classes, right? But by the time senior year came around and I had to take honors physics, I was
calculus. They're the same
sunk.
thing.
I was sunk, man. You know? So I'm in this class with people who should be in there. Friends of mine in this class who are really good at that stuff, like geniuses, man. And I was like, I was getting like a D plus, or I was in bad shape in this class. And, you know, what I was trying to tell my son is, you'll hear kids sometimes say that the teacher sucks, and everybody assumes that it's the kid making excuses. But I said, sometimes your teacher sucks. And my physics teacher, you know, it's one thing if I wasn't doing well in this class, but all the smart kids in my class were also not doing well.
Right.
And nobody could figure out what was going on. And this is burned into my brain. I remember there was a parent-teacher night, and my dad was sitting in the back of the classroom, and he was letting my teacher talk and address the parents or whatever. And he goes, you know that's all wrong up there, right? She had some calculations on the board. He goes, you know that's wrong. And she was just kind of looking at him because this was like her little fiefdom or whatever, and she had very little sympathy for any kid who wasn't kicking ass in that class, present company included. But I just assumed it was me because I stunk at math, right? So my dad goes up and starts correcting her calculations. And so you see this look come down on all these other parents' faces and these kids, my fellow classmates, like, hey, she sucks.
Right,
and this
it's
is
not
what
us.
we've been telling you the whole time. Didn't do much for me because I could have had the greatest teacher in the world and I would have probably practically failed that class.
Well, she definitely hated you after that, though.
But it explained. But I didn't care. I wasn't looking. I wasn't looking to make friends with my teachers.
Mr. Cox. There you go. Here's your D.
Whatever. But at least it explained why the kids who should have been in that class were not doing well.
Right. Are people
'Cause
friends with teachers?
They weren't being taught properly.
I was friends with teachers.
Of course you were.
I was good at school, man.
You were friends with male
killed it.
teachers.
No, I had a couple really close friends with, friends.
Close friends?
Not close. I mean, I still talk to some of them that come to shows and
You're
stuff.
a maniac.
Yeah, I was Captain High School, man. I was like top cheerleader, all the done stuff, really good grades, and
Nope.
hanging out after
of there.
school.
Oh my
and,
goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I was hanging out after school too, but it's
College is a different
mandatory.
story. Like high school,
Detention.
no, I didn't have any close teachers. I was just trying to get out of there. College, I actually formed relationships with like my teachers. Like they're really cool, and I still keep in contact with them. They're really bright people.
I think.
Yeah, no, listen, I liked school. Always liked school. But I was not looking, like, if I had a teacher I liked, great. But I was not looking to be pals with my teachers.
Well, I'm just saying, after you graduate, like, you know, you always, like, thank you so much for what you did. Like, thank you for getting me to where I am. You know, they do have a spot in your, you know.
Yeah,
your
but
story.
none of your teachers, first of all, I didn't study this nonsense. So nothing I studied in college, my degrees helped. I have used them 0 times.
Should have dropped out.
In my, no.
Just saying. Half the show.
Right. Well, good luck after this.
I'll be fine.
But as far as pound cake is concerned, but the teachers you had in college didn't help you with any of this.
Actually, my teacher did cut me some slack because I had a class that I had to.
So your definition of them helping you is cutting you slack.
Well, because it was either take that class or not do the show. Like it was one or the other, and I could not do both. And he let me do extracurriculars to help me.
Okay, well that's nice, but that's like a scheduling thing. I'm talking
about.
It was
a scheduling thing though, but he could have screwed me over and been like, "Now."
He's talking about like
he believed in
actual
me.
But then
teaching, like the lessons.
You
and
would have
stuff.
figured something else out. I'm just saying that, like, you know, I mean, you have an English degree,
minor, but yes,
minor. Okay. Do you feel that those people helped you with that?
Oh, no, screw them.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. So,
But I wasn't talking about them.
Who you were talking about the guy who helped you with your schedule?
Like, I had Mr. Beck, and he was like a prophet. Like, he was great, and
What did he do?
He spoke about radio as if, like, it was just another world, and he just made me so motivated and so inspired to want to go into broadcasting. And
And where had he worked?
I forget I don't know his whole life story, but I just know from what he told me, he, did radio for a bit, and then he started being like a director of radio. And so he just really was good at inspiring the kids. So I really wanted to make him proud. And when I saw him years later, I was like, hey, I'm on WMMS. He's like, cool. He didn't care.
Yeah, because he was probably pissed. It's the old those who can't do teach. I can't believe how many people who've never worked in a particular industry.
He's not like that.
Go and teach it.
No, he's not like that. And
I'm going to teach you how to do radio. Are you?
He retired. So, I mean, he liked the kids. I just probably think he didn't really like teaching anymore. Or just for that school. I don't know.
Sure. All right.
He was a prophet, though.
So you've stayed in touch with professors of yours?
I have them on Facebook. And if they ever ask me to like come back and speak to the kids or, do something a little extra, I would do it. Because they would do it for me. So I would.
Alan Mary's friends with her teachers because she's a dumb bitch.
Aw.
That makes sense.
Oh, see?
So
Yeah.
smart.
Mm-hmm. Alan, I'm a nurse practitioner, and I work at an urgent care, and I had a patient last week tell me that they had a trolley horse. So Pound Cake isn't the only one. Look at you!
I never thought I was the only one.
There's
a lot of dumb people.
Yeah, but trolley horse is pretty specific.
I know there are a lot of dumb people. I had never, anecdotally, I had never heard trolley horse before, Well, look at that. Maybe they heard him. Maybe this person was trolling this nurse practitioner.
Maybe.
Trolley horse.
Alan, we had a teacher in middle school who would let us drive her car to get McDonald's in the school day. Mind you, we were 13.
That's insane.
Now that is insane.
Maybe I should have been nicer to teachers. Maybe they would have been cooler in my life. But
You might have gotten laid sooner.
I found them all to be just the worst.
Okay, all of your teachers weren't the worst. I think you didn't like school, and you associated school with teachers.
Right.
So all the teachers
but
sucked too.
they just, I don't know. They, like to say, like, you were inspired by a teacher. I'm like, no, this is not inspiring to me.
Let me ask you this though:
You got a bad teacher.
I had one specific teacher.
You didn't
really
like
inspired
school.
me.
You didn't have any truck for the academia of it.
Right.
Were you a popular kid in school?
No.
You weren't. Okay.
No.
So you were like, I don't want to be.
But I
here
wasn't like.
I
was bullied a little bit, but like mostly I was just not. Like I was just going through the motions.
You were just disengaged.
I was just there. Yeah, very disengaged. Mostly, and also I had to get up and go to goddamn church every morning before high school.
God.
So I was tired as hell.
Yeah, but I did that
the
too.
entire day.
We went every morning K through 12.
I had to get up at 5:30 every day, sit through an hour of church, and then go to school.
We didn't have an hour, but
yeah, it was miserable. And so then I would be tired all day. Hated the classes, didn't care about it. And, like I had friends, but I just didn't care.
Okay, but
I just
that's
wanted
what
to
it
get
is.
out of
It's
there.
not that your teachers were bad. It's that
No,
you
that's
couldn't
their bad.
care.
They couldn't make me care.
No, not at all. I mean,
couldn't make you care.
I don't think that that's what it is.
If one teacher had just gotten through to Bill Squire, who knows what might have
No,
happened?
actually, there was some
Who
that
knows?
actually tried, and I just told them, like, I really don't. I'm not going to try.
don't care, yeah.
Like I would just be straight up, like, I'm not going to try. And they're like, well,
I
don't you want
like
to graduate?
school.
I'm like, I don't care. I literally do not care.
Did you graduate high school?
No, I told you guys this.
I imagine that your parents had to have cared, though.
Yeah.
I would think for them it would have been a priority that you.
But they also
so
had.
did you
there's
get a
5
GED
kids.
or what'd you do?
No, I've told you guys this before. What
Have
happened
you?
was, yes,
I was gonna say.
I had to do a correspondence course that I never did.
Oh, that's right.
And I never did it. And then my mom was like, "Go and do this course, or you're not going to graduate." So I just like went through it and just filled it all in, but I didn't actually pay attention to what I was doing. And I gave it back to her, and she's like, "Did you even read anything?" Or like, I'm like, "No."
Was it a
And then-
Scantron or was it like you had to write
it was
an
like
answer?
a big book.
Oh,
so
I
like
see.
you would just read the chapter, and then you take the test, and then you read the chapter, and like that's how. And I just did. I'm like, I don't really care. And then she just did it and sent it in, and she's like a couple weeks later, she's like, "Go pick up your diploma." So I technically have.
They just wanted to mark you down as a success story for
Right.
some. Yeah.
Like I have.
That
a
school was trying to keep
diploma,
their numbers up.
But I didn't earn it, so I don't count it.
They didn't
So I
want
don't-
Bill Squire throwing off their state
Right.
funding and everything.
Their
One kid
numbers.
threw off their funding. Yeah. All right.
And then when I was supposed to go to college, I was signed up for Akron. They had all these courses that I would have to take. Like I basically have to take high school over again. So I'm like, well, I'm not gonna do that. I just wanted to take like the TV and video production stuff. but you couldn't just do that. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna waste my time here then, because I don't want to.
You didn't want to take Western Civ?
Yeah, I don't want to take a bunch of like remedial math
jazz.
classes and bullcrap just to get like all.
History of jazz.
I could go on the internet and figure out how to use a camera.
Right.
All right, so Coltrane or Cannonball Adderley?
Both.
Where do you fall? Both?
No, Coltrane.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
You took History of Jazz, I'm asking you.
I talked about that a couple weeks ago
Yeah,
when
I
I
know.
said I wanted to go to that jazz club by myself.
Yeah.
Because I've been to one jazz club twice.
Which one did you go to?
I didn't end up going.
I was gonna say,
but
'cause
it's Nighttown is when I want to end up
Nighttown's
going to
great.
at some point.
There's a really nice jazz club. It's like underneath this bar in Akron, and we used to go there all the time.
Not Jilly's. What's it called?
I think it's called like Blue or something.
Yeah, Blue Jazz. I've performed
Oh yeah,
there.
they used to do a comedy show
I've
there.
done stand-up there, yeah.
That place is awesome,
Yeah.
and I did not even know about it.
They started playing after our show, so there was like a full jazz performance that started at like 11:30 or midnight. It was really cool.
Wow.
What? What is that face?
Kenny G got his wings again. All right, listen, I've got a break. You want to text 35192 if you're on hold. I will grab you on the way back if you want to hit us up. Otherwise, AlanCoxShow.com.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
AlanCockShow.com for all the other stuff. You want to watch the live video stream, that is there. You can listen anywhere you are in North America, the entirety of it, on the iHeartRadio app. Well, the Indians can't seem to make any headway against the Chicago White Sox, losing the second of two in the 4-game series. Boo-hoo! Anywho, tonight, game 3 of 4. I was thinking there were 3 games in this series, but there are 4. Tomorrow's an afternooner. 6:10 tonight is going to be the third of 4. White Sox, Indians. Tonight on WMMS, your FM home for Cleveland Indians baseball. I heard the beginning of the game last night, and they said, God, what does he say? What does Hammy say? He goes...
From the corner of
Carnegie
in Ontario?
It wasn't that. He goes...
We are underway.
Right, but he was like, however he opens it, he said, live from Progressive Field. But the way he said, he goes, in Cleveland, Ohio. It was just strange. It made me laugh.
I love his voice.
Oh, it's a great voice.
Oh, so good.
So Sox Indians tonight at 6:10 on MMS. So we'll get out of here around 5:30. Make room for your pregame coverage. Tomatoes about to get crazy expensive, son. If you like tomatoes in any kind of, in your salad, in your salsa, whatever. Remember when there was an avocado shortage because of all these tariffs and nonsense between the United States and Mexico?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if people's lives were changed, but for a while, limes and avocados were on that list. Like, you'd go to a bar, and they weren't even giving you garnishes because the limes are so goddamn expensive.
I remember
you
that.
were probably bartending then, yeah.
And people bitched.
Yes.
And we're just like, I can't. We don't have any limes in the building.
So,
like,
yeah, limes you can kind of get away with. Avocados, as popular as they are, maybe less so. Tomatoes.
that's on everything. Sandwich, burger,
Yeah,
salad.
they're installing tariffs on Mexican tomatoes. My favorite, though, is it is the end of something that has been around for 22 years. An agreement between the United States and Mexico called the Tomato Suspension Agreement, which sounds like an album of Primus B-sides. But that's a great name for anything that has to do with tariffs or produce, frankly. So anyway, if you like tomatoes, and I do, they're going to get real expensive.
Are you one of those people who can eat a tomato like an apple?
I can do that, sure.
My niece does that, and it's the
so
weirdest
gross.
thing.
Why? Why is that gross?
I don't
I
like.
had a buddy who used to eat onions like apples.
Oh, is he the Grinch? Like, what the heck?
You're the mean one.
My sister can eat. She'll eat cherry tomatoes like grapes. Just pop them in her
Oh,
mouth.
those are great.
Fine, yeah.
I don't like that
Why, they're
explosion.
bite-sized.
I don't like that pop.
Well, do you eat grapes?
I do,
That's why you're saying
but
that.
tomatoes, I think it's the seeds on the inside that weird me out. I don't
You don't like
that
the
texture.
explosion in your mouth. Take note, guys.
I don't like the
This is
texture
why
of the
she's single.
seed.
Right. I don't like the seed.
I don't like the texture of the seed in my mouth.
That means so many things.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm not a tomato person. On a burger, sure. I usually will get halfway through a sandwich and take it off, but it's like...
I like tomatoes a lot. I need my lycopene, son.
Lycopene? What's that do?
It turns you into a werewolf. But it's delicious. And only at full moons.
Yeah.
What does it actually do? What does lycopene do?
It's just a vitamin,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's something that's good for you, and it's
Just
there's a
something
lot of
that's
it in
good for you,
tomatoes.
probably, yeah. Or it helps control your brain.
Interesting.
Sure, there's some sort of idea behind that, right? There's always a conspiracy about everything.
Lycopene sounds like a
Yeah.
drink Yuzu's going to put out for Pride Month. She's trying to be cutting edge.
Lycopene.
Right.
It's a bright red carotenoid hydrocarbon found in tomatoes and other red fruits and vegetables, such as red carrots, watermelons, and papayas,
Big fan of watermelon.
but not in strawberries or cherries. So there you go.
I brought strawberries to work with me today.
Some people take lycopene supplements if they don't. And I'll tell you what. I'll tell you who has got one hand on their pants and moving it around vigorously. The people who make those lycopene supplements. Because these tomatoes get too expensive for you and me, John and Jane Q. Public. Be getting those supplements. Boy, I had a lot of people texting me in the break wanting to let me know what an amazing experience their high school years were.
Everybody's
Good
happy.
for them. Some people like.
Good for you.
Some people like their
Like
high
high
school.
school.
They like school. I just hated it. I thought it was such a waste of time.
Mine was just so-so. It wasn't great. It wasn't horrible.
It was just literally running out the clock for me. That's all it was.
Yeah.
I was just trying to get done with it.
You seem very stubborn, too. Like,
No, I don't.
even if a teacher like tried to help you, like you said, you were just like, no, I don't care.
Right,
like, you
because
weren't
I'm like, you're not
going to help me. I don't care what you think or what you say. When
There was
maybe
no-
if you were a little more open to it.
but there was nothing they were trying to help me with, like that I was interested in. I didn't have any interest in the things that were being taught in school.
I guess.
And I could listen, and I passed tests because I could listen and pass the test, but I
Retain
wouldn't
the information.
I wouldn't turn in any homework. I wouldn't do any homework, and then it would always be like, well, now you got to do this, and they kept trying to get me to do stuff. And I'm just like, guys, not my thing.
Dude, that's the worst. When you're like on a behavioral plan, I had friends that were like that. They had to go to every single class, and if they, got like a poor sticker or a poor report, like you either get like an X or like a check mark. If you got a check mark, you were good for the day. But if you got an X, then you would have to take it home to your mom. Your mom would have to sign it, and then you come back.
X gonna give it to you. And I would just sign it myself too. Like I would I would forge things. I would do anything I could to not have to do the work.
None of those kids
all
cared.
That mattered.
All those kids on those behavioral plans, none of them cared.
And the thing is, I would
They're
start.
like, we got to do this.
Like I would test into the smarter classes, and then when they see I didn't do any work, they'd be like, well, why aren't you doing any work? You're smart. I'm like, because I don't care.
Living up to your full potential.
He said, because I'm smart enough to not do the work. I just want to get out of here.
I'm like, it's busy work. You're not teaching me real things.
You never had a Michelle Pfeiffer turn the chair around and sit down and get real with you moment.
Actually,
That's
I
what you
did.
needed. You needed a Dangerous Minds moment.
I had a lot of teachers that would try and do stuff like that for me.
Yeah.
But I just was like,
But you were a jerk with a cold heart. who
no,
didn't try
I
to-
wasn't. I was very nice too. I was just not. I just didn't care. Like and I would try for like a week and be like, this is not what I want to be doing.
What did you care about then? What class could have been offered to you and you would have been like, now we're talking?
Anything like creative writing was like the things that I got
You
to be
weren't in a
creative.
creative writing class?
You could take electives.
Because they wouldn't let you actually write about what you wanted to write about.
But that's what school is.
I know, and that's why
That's why I didn't like it.
Right. But I don't understand where that comes from, where you're like, this is just something you have to do. Like,
Right, I don't like anything that I have to
being
do.
so unaccepting of that to the point of failing out or not graduating. You're like, I don't want to do it, so I'm not going to do it. It
Right.
just sounds very prissy.
Bill
and
can be very inflexible sometimes.
Stubborn.
But
Like,
that's his
you're not going to
decision.
make me do what I don't want to do. Like, very spoiled.
But
almost.
it wasn't even that. It was just like, why are we wasting each other's time?
I mean, I
Like
guess
I could figure out something else to do with my life and I did. That I didn't need any of that.
Yeah, after a while, I would just give up on you. I would
Right,
be like,
and that's all
why
I
I'm,
needed
like,
them. That's all I needed them to do was just give up
Yeah,
on me.
I would have given up on
That's all
you.
I was asking
That's
for.
such a bummer. That makes
No,
me sad.
why?
It's like,
it
if
makes
you don't
me
care,
It's
sad.
the best
care.
thing that happened for me. Once people gave up on me, then I was able to go out and find what I actually wanted to do, and then I got really happy.
I get it, but it's very.
But like trying to do it in their way, in like with the classes and the schedule, all that stuff did not work for me at all.
Is it from? You think it's from growing up in church and stuff, or is it was school? Like being in that regimen and schedule of things you don't want to do,
It
or
was
was
just
it
school,
everything
yeah.
altogether?
I mean, there's a lot that went into it, but it mostly comes from I didn't see the point in it because I didn't actually know that I wanted to go into comedy, but I knew I wanted to do something in entertainment. And then once I found comedy, which was after I was out of school, but like that was, if I had known about that, I could have done that.
Right.
But even when I tried to go out for, what's it called?
Football?
Not football.
Lacrosse.
Mathletes?
No, the drama club, because there was some interest there. They're like, okay, well,
you gotta have a C+ average.
Yeah.
yeah, there's stuff like that. You had to have like good enough grades, or you had to like work as like on the scenery. I'm like, I don't want to do scenery. I want to perform.
I want to
But
act.
then I also don't want to act.
I am a thespian,
But
not a
that's the thing.
builder.
That's the thing too, is I didn't want to really act. I just wanted to be on stage.
Right.
So there was just all these
Did you do
different things.
talent shows and stuff?
No.
Bill's in like a
'Cause I
Peter,
didn't have any of that
Peter
stuff
Pan
yet.
outfit. He's like, all right, guys, well, I know we're supposed to be doing a play tonight, but I'm going to give you like 7 good minutes. Yeah, I got to get 7 minutes to teach.
Bill, this is the man who came to dinner. Why are you in green tights and elf shoes? You just have a walk-on line. He's like, I want to do my own thing.
Right.
He grabs like a hairbrush in math class. He's like, hey, why was 7 scared of 8? Because 7, 8, 9. All right, I'm out.
But that's why I like stand-up so much, because it was all on me.
Because no one can tell you what to do. Well, people can.
People
but
can, but then I can, either take their advice or not. But
Yeah,
it's
I
up to
guess.
me.
I guess for me, I mean, I had such a crappy childhood that going to school, I was very good at it. it was something that I could control because the rest of my life was 100% out of control. So it was like something that I really honed in on. That I'm like, okay, I can be great at this, I can excel at this, and I don't have to be at home for 6 hours a day or 8 hours a day or whatever it was. So I had like the exact opposite, where I'm like, give me all the things you can do, give me extracurriculars, give me the hard classes, give me the homework.
Gross.
I want to do all of it.
I would have beat you up.
I didn't want to be at home. So I would do all that stuff, and I would have like study halls or stay after school or go to a friend's house and cheerleading practice and whatever I could do to be, which ends up, I guess, not wanting to be at home ended up in me being a good student because I'm like, I might as well do my homework. I don't feel like,
So you hear everybody hoard.
I don't remember what the term for it is. A listener told me what the term is, but I always describe myself as somebody who I don't like any forms of authority, but yet I still am cognizant of and very respectful of rules, which kind of is counterintuitive, but it's like, I don't like authority because it's like I spent my whole formative years getting spanked by my parents or bullied at school. But I realize that like there's a structure and there's rules and things like that, and somebody told me what that's called, and I forget what it is, but it's like I liked school and the whole thing.
I think I liked it too because it's
for me it was control. That's
control.
how you control things.
That's the only thing in my life I had control over.
Still that
and
way.
It's halfway mindless.
I didn't feel any, and I didn't like the mindless part at all.
Well, it's like
and
you
I didn't feel like I had any control. I felt absolutely like I had no control because I had to do everything that everybody wanted me to do.
But that's what I'm saying is you have control over how well you do. This is something
but
in my life.
I knew when I tried I could do really well, so it was really boring.
It was
But
boring.
did your kids ever throw the school when they were like, I don't want to go to school? How do you throw? Like for
I go. Neither did I.
But you still got to go.
I go. It's up to you. Like
it's up to you.
I go. Listen, you should probably go to school, but I get it. But you should probably graduate because you want to do certain things in your life. If you want to do those things, you need to finish this chapter. And so they did, and I left it up to them. And their mom was a little bit more pushy on
I was
them.
going to say, what if they had been like, well, I don't want to go to school anymore?
I mean, I really can't talk.
Be like, talk to your mom.
My stepsister dropped out 1 month before she was supposed to graduate.
That's what I did in college.
But college is different. You already have a high
Why
school
go
diploma.
that far and drop out?
Oh, you're done.
She was a dumb bitch.
You're over it.
No. But you've got a month left.
I'm talking about high school.
Yeah,
Mary.
high school.
I don't know.
High school.
Yeah,
and that's what I mean. High school. Why high school?
Huh?
But she
Why
definitely
drop out of high school a month before graduation?
I don't know. I always wondered that. So whenever because she lived with us at the time.
She went 3 years and 11 months and was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
She was going to graduate, though? Like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm not graduating
I don't
anyway.
know the details of it because we weren't really close, but she lived with us at a time, and I looked at her as a roommate, not really like a sister. So I wasn't the nicest person because I was harboring some anger. But when we would get into arguments, I would always throw that in her face. I'm like, you high school dropout, you had 1 month left.
High duty school dropout.
Yeah, so she never really confided in me as to why, but yeah.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
And so I would be heartbroken if that was my daughter 1 month before you're supposed to graduate.
I don't know, man. I mean,
I don't understand why.
I guess. I don't know.
What is she doing? Okay now?
I don't know. I'll speak to her.
Jesus, I got.
So she's doing great, in my opinion.
Probably.
I got a Facebook message. Our 30th reunion is August the 3rd. I'm like, Christ, we just had the 25th. I didn't go to that. Here's one more I'm not going to go to.
Go.
My 30th high school reunion.
You probably have better hair than everybody in your class.
I haven't.
That's enough reason to go.
I literally, I went to the 10th.
I went to my 10th last summer.
Because like my ex-wife and I we had just moved. Well, we had moved to Pittsburgh that January, and then my 10th was that summer. But she and I like separated like 9 months after we got married, before we had kids. And so I went to this reunion solo, and I was kind of reconnecting with some people. And the only cool thing about that was I kind of connected with a couple people that I wasn't friends with in high school.
Mm-hmm.
But like you're at a different place, and you like now I didn't really know you, but we kind of get along now.
Yeah.
You know. But god damn, a 30th reunion is this August.
Yeah.
Jesus
I feel like
Christ.
that at a certain point it gets depressing because then people are like dying of like Oh, cancer.
See, that's not
my
the depressing-
diabetes.
My mom loves them because she was really super popular in school, and so she's like, but my mom, I go, but are you starting to see classmates like that aren't there anymore
That's
because they
scary.
died or whatever? I mean, she's 70. She'll be 71 this year. So it's like, but she had her 50th. She's like, oh, it's so much fun.
But don't you just
like,
have to
why?
the same
Like,
conversation over and over again with people?
It is. Hey, how are you? Where you been? How you doing?
Thank
What do you do now? Where do you live?
Or like your kids.
Exactly.
Look at my kids. Look at this. Like, I think that would be interesting.
Just be like, go listen to my albums and listen to the radio show. You'll figure it out.
Well, no, that's now. But I
know.
mean, by the time you get to your 50th, you're going to have conversations about dead spouses.
Right.
And
well, my
okay,
first
all right, you sold me on the
husband-
50th.
That's what I'm saying. You're like, my son died of a fentanyl overdose or whatever. You're like, oh, I'm going to go get more dip.
So cheery.
Yeah. How do you make that transition? Oh, is there any punch left?
Yeah, where do they have it? Do they have it at like a hotel ballroom or something? Or
Restaurants and
Restaurants. See, that's the thing to me is that, like, for at least with our generation, I feel like they're pointless. High school reunions
Yeah,
are
you
pointless.
just go on Facebook,
I'm already
Instagram.
friends with all these people. I know you just got engaged.
Yeah,
I
I
know
don't
you
care.
got married last year. I know you have 2 kids. Like, so for me, it was just kind of, when I went to my 10-year, I already knew everything that was going on.
That's
so
what I've
it was-
always said. Is I said,
Yeah.
anyone I want to be in contact with, I already am.
Well, it was cool to see everybody and kind of just be in the same room was cool, but it was like, oh, I already know literally what everyone's doing. Like, we're friends on Facebook. I see a
Yeah.
post. I mean, I think it's kind of a bummer that those things have become obsolete because, if you didn't grow up in an age of internet and then you literally haven't seen someone for 20 years, that's cool to catch up with somebody, I think.
Is that you?
Yeah, I think that's kind of
Mabel.
cool. Someone who you haven't seen in forever, and you're like, oh my god, our lockers were next to each other
I
for
remember
2
you
years. or
stole my
whatever.
man. Oh my God.
To me, it's just a stranger at that point. Like, I wouldn't be excited about it at all.
Gosh, you are a bummer, man.
I'm just. Do I
He's
have
an
to
ornery
should I
old
lie?
man. Yeah.
No, but you're,
But I
you're
get it.
just
Like, I
you're a
don't-
Debbie Downer.
Well, I'm just telling you how I feel about it. Like, if I run into someone that I haven't seen in a while, like, there might be a little excitement at first, but then you go, okay, my life's still
What
going.
do you get excited about besides
The Avengers!
Besides comic book movies,
Lots of things, but
You don't
not
like
that
people,
stuff.
I
I'm not
guess.
sentimental in any way.
that blows my mind. I mean, not blows my mind. I get it. No, I don't get it. I don't get how someone can be that way. How nothing can.
You
spark,
guys are very, very different.
Yeah, how nothing can spark like nostalgia or anything. It's,
That's
it feels
different
like
than
you don't-
sentimentality, though.
It feels like he doesn't have any of that.
Look, I'm not particularly sentimental, but I'll get all gushy over my kids or my wife
Yeah,
or
I had
something like
kids
that.
and-
But I'm
Yeah.
not sentimental. I'm not wistful for my high school days or my childhood.
You don't keep
or,
things like papers.
No.
You don't
or-
have your class ring still? I still
No,
have mine.
I never got a
one.
class
I didn't
ring.
have one either.
Class ring. I love people my age who are like wearing their class ring.
I don't
like,
wear it. I
barf,
keep it.
Please, even like especially high school. Like if you went to college, still you're like okay, whatever, But high school,
It's such a
what?
scam now. My kid is not getting a class ring because I
didn't even know they were still a thing.
They were when I was in high school, and everyone.
too.
all-
Yeah, Justin's got to make their money.
Justin's,
Yeah,
yeah, that's right.
That's exactly where I got it from. Yeah, it's a scam. Looking back on it now, I'm like, why did I get a class ring? Like, I barely wore it for a semester, and people, like the poor kids, would always roast. They knew who the yuppies were, who like in school when they
The
would wear
yuppies, the young urban professionals that were in high school.
the rich kids,
Yeah.
or the well-to-do kids, because
Right.
the poor kids couldn't afford a class ring.
Yeah.
So I wore mine for like maybe like us half a semester, and then they were like, yeah, we're gonna like bully you and rob you and take it. So
It was the same thing with pictures. I never got pictures. I didn't get a
Senior
yearbook.
pictures?
I never got anything. We couldn't afford it.
You want to talk about a
And-
scam, boy?
Oh,
when we were
any
mine were
pictures.
$1,000.
When my ex-wife, when my ex-wife and I were like looking around at people to shoot my son for his senior pictures, they're like $800.
They're
I go,
expensive.
That's
you
cheap.
are insane. No, it's not cheap at all.
But I'm saying that's a cheap rate for senior pictures. Like that's the going rate. That's
Whatever.
like bare minimum.
I'm like, I'll do it on my iPhone, bro.
Well, and that was the other thing is that my parents were just, I mean, clearly we couldn't afford it. So it's any pictures, class pictures from any year. They're just like,
And it's
we
not
know
like the
what you
kid-
look like. Like, we don't need
Right.
pictures of your face.
And it's not like the kid cares. My son was like,
No.
I really don't care. Like we
Yeah.
can do
My
find
mom went
somebody
nuts.
to.
I felt left out. That's why I didn't like it. Is because all my friends always had
See,
senior
I would have been your
pictures
good
and
friend
stuff.
because I
Wouldn't have got
always
it with
forgot.
you.
Like, they give you the paper you have to take home. I'd lose the paper.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't have pictures either.
Yeah, I was
so
always
they'd be
bummed
like,
out.
everybody
that I was
like
the
handing
only-
out their picture.
Yeah,
I'd be like,
you like trade them, and I'm
I'd be like, I didn't get the paper, but then I just
That
didn't.
was you'd write notes on the back of them and give them like your
I
best
thought that was in
friend.
the year. Like holy cards. Need it, need it, got it, need it, got it.
Yeah, my mom went ham because we had my senior pictures probably were like $1,000 to like $1,100, and I got to pick like which studio I wanted. So she was like, "You're getting these pictures, but I'm getting what I want."
Was it you hugging a carpeted cube?
No, you've seen my senior pictures. That's when I have like the trash stash on.
I did get the senior pictures, but I didn't have anybody to give them to. Like, I know what do you.
Yeah.
When I'm 18 years old, I'm not gonna be like, "Hey, male friend."
But that's
you
what
want
they
a picture
did.
of me?
Yeah.
Male friend. Hey, male friend.
Do you want a picture of me to put in your room? Like, that's weird. Nobody wanted that.
He's got a poster. His friend's got a poster of a car. He's got Kate Upton. He's got Bill Squire on his nightstand.
I wonder where that notebook is. If I find it, if I go home, it's at my mom's house. It's somewhere. I have to find it. I'm gonna bring it in because it is a notebook full of like pictures of me in various poses, like this. He's like, talk on your BlackBerry. That was when BlackBerries were in. So I'm like talking on my BlackBerry, not giving an F, like taking pictures and posing. I have to find that book. It's great.
But no one at his high school knew he was gay, Bill.
Right.
No one knew.
I wouldn't say
it was the mystery of all mysteries.
Everybody's so shocked.
So shocked.
Girls tried to fight me.
Here's all my poses. Yeah, all right. Well, anyway. It used to be packages. You'd go, I want that one. Check. And you'd send them the slip.
Yep.
All right, anyway. Hey, this week's iHeart deal. I will hook you up coming back. It is half price. Cruise for two on the Good Time one. You can go on the Friday night cruise. You can go on the daytime cruise or whatever you want. While we've got them, you can just buy them outright half price. Go to WMMS.com. Use the keyword deals.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeart Radio.
I will give you one here. You and a pal on the Good Time one. Good luck. Caller 12, 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Fun fact: celebrity deaths, like testicles, sometimes come in threes. The Alan Cox Show
On 100.7
WMMS.
Ladies and gentlemen of the class of 99, wear sunscreen. If I could offer you only one tip for the future, sunscreen would be it. The long-term benefits of sunscreen have been proved by scientists, whereas the rest of my advice has no basis more reliable than my own meandering experience. Enjoy the power and beauty of your youth.
Anybody remember this song?
No.
Really?
I've
This was
never heard
a
that.
huge novelty song 20 years ago.
Trust me.
It was called Everybody's Free to Wear Sunscreen. You know the director Baz Luhrmann?
Yeah.
He did the Romeo and Juliet. Shakespeare with DiCaprio. Very stylized films. I think he did Moulin Rouge, maybe, with Nicole Kidman. He did this song. The guy who does the voiceover is some actor. And they were...
Nope, that's Bill.
Jesus Christ. I was like, was that in the song? Was there a lion in the background? Did they Foley a puma for that song and I just forgot? No, when I was on the air, that novelty song, boy, that was getting played all the time. It's called Everybody's Free to Wear Sunscreen. I only think of it because we were talking about high school, and also a sunscreen can kill you now. So just in time for summer, yeah, there's all these articles about how sunscreen like gets into your bloodstream and blah, 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 whatever. So something to think about.
That's why I don't use it.
Don't use
go
sunscreen?
Lobster up.
There you go. See,
No,
I don't burn, and if I get tan, I'll hang on to it for a while.
I use that like the oil, like SPF 4, where it's
Jesus.
just enough. 4 or 8 is usually as high as I go, and I just enough so you don't get burnt. But you can. I'll use like 10 on.
But 4?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, but you're still putting yourself at risk for a lot of bad things with that.
Well, yeah, you're not supposed to be hanging out in the sun anyway, but whatever.
Right.
It's relaxing. I enjoy it.
I use SPF 1/2.
Dude, as I'm telling you,
There's
they
something
sell
I
them.
like.
The oils,
I like
SPF 4 and 8.
hanging out in the sun.
No, you don't. We went to an Indians game last year, and you bitched the whole time about how hot it was.
No, that was hot.
It's the sun.
No, but like laying out in the sun and being by a pool is fine.
Because there's water.
Right.
But beaches, oceans, or just pools?
Pools are preferable.
I mean, he won't
The
walk
sand is
around
gross.
when we do the show at the nudist resort. He's not going to walk
What if the
around.
nudist resort has a pool?
I'm not going to the nudist resort. I already said I'm not going.
He already said he's not going to. And he's sticking to that.
Mm-hmm. That video you sent was so funny.
So that was a very funny video.
I'm going to play some for the
Okay.
audience a little bit later on. You sent me the Nick DiPaolo article.
Uh-huh.
Here's some old Nick DiPaolo. Very funny, though.
Staying in a nice hotel. Like this hotel, it's a little too fancy for me. Ever stay in a hotel that's actually too fancy? They actually leave chocolate on your pillow before you go to bed? Who started this? I think 4 out of 5 dentists recommend a Zagnut bar before you hit the sack. I sleep real well with 5 pounds of sugar running through my bloodstream. Why don't you just leave me a vial of crack and a pot of black coffee on the pillow, you know? It's 4 in the morning. I'm so wound up, I'm doing grout work in the bathroom, you know?
Now, Nick DiPaolo, who we've had on the show a couple of times, famous here for having stolen a girlfriend from me.
I sent it to you.
Right. So he occupies a very specific place in my life, not just professionally, as I've been a fan of his for a long, long time, but personally, because he did steal who, up to that point, had been, by far, the hottest girl I had ever dated. She was exponentially out of my league. So it only stood to reason that somebody like me, who was not at his level, obviously, I would have been ditched in favor of Nick DiPaolo. Now, when he was here last time, and I mentioned it to him, assuming he would have no idea what I was talking about, remembered what she looked like. He described her to a T, right? This is the kind of impression that this woman would burn on your brain.
Oh, Bernice. I remember her.
Bernice,
Yeah,
right.
Linda.
Her name was Katrina.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Tight cheeks, Katrina. I remember her.
You weren't even born yet.
Tight cheeks.
Literally, were not born yet, Poundcake.
But did she have tight cheeks?
She had tight everything.
Yeah, there you
Tight everything. One of those girls were like, back then, you're like, I can't believe you're letting me have sex with you.
What? Why? What's wrong? Like, who hurt you?
Who hurt you? Right. She's very nice. She's married now, got kids, all that stuff. I think she married a rich guy. You know, that kind of girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was lucky to momentarily be in her shadow. But anyway, so I had only been doing stand-up for maybe a year and a half. I was like, you know, there's this club that is long gone in Chicago called the Funny Firm. And that was like one of my clubs where I was coming up. Nick DiPaolo comes in. I'm a huge fan, whatever. And she came with me. And the rest is, as they say, history, right? So I like Nick DiPaolo. But over the years, he has become more and more and more conservative. Like an aggrieved...
Which he was always that, but he wasn't that on stage. And
right,
now he's
he
brought
kept it
to
out of his comedy.
And now he's brought it to his comedy.
Well, okay, yeah. I mean, you know...
more so than in the past.
He's getting a lot of heat now because he released a comedy special for free. He's one of these guys who, you know, he's too dangerous for Netflix. Too honest. People can't handle my honesty. You know what? Anyway, so his new hour is called A Breath of Fresh Air. And he believes in it so much that he gave it away for free on YouTube, which basically means nobody would buy this from me, so here you can have it. Anyway, in one of his social media posts for this, he was flipping off a Black Lives Matter activist who was killed. Now, I'd never heard of this person before until this story, but obviously people who were associated with that, very upset at Nick DiPaolo. Now, the beauty of releasing your own special is you don't really have to answer to anybody, right? You don't have to explain to Netflix what's going on.
And for free. You're not losing any money.
Right, yeah.
No one's pulling out their funding.
That's right. I mean, he was asking for donations from people. And these days, if you're flying the banner of, I'm anti-PC, there's a lot of people who are going to give you money just for that. So he will absolutely come out on top. The deal that you make, though, in that situation is those people now see you as one of their own. So you really get kind of locked into that thing, right? So people are very, very upset with him.
I'm wondering if he did any research or if he just looked up, because it's like a collage picture.
I think that's what happened. I would be willing to bet you anything.
Of protesters.
That's right.
He just typed in like millennial protesters because they're all young people in those pictures.
Right.
And then he just picked and choose, and then he accidentally chose that one, and people
That's
are like,
right.
Not a good look, bro.
That's
you
right.
know, so.
I mean, he had a show on satellite radio for a little while, and that got canceled because, like, they were like, I don't know what the hell you got to do to get your show gone over there, but he initially apologized. He said this was just an innocent mistake and that he had just looked through some stock photos. But, you know, that's the problem with outrage culture is everybody wants an apology and then you give them one and they don't accept it. So it's like if someone apologizes, you should accept that and say, thank you. Please do better.
You don't have to like them. You don't have to support them. But
there's a lot of people who really don't want the apology because there's nothing that you can say that's going to appease certain kinds of people.
Which is what he was fighting against.
Right.
It comes
I guess.
full circle.
Yeah. So anyway.
So what, do they want him canceled now? They're coming for his head?
He released it himself.
Yeah, like I said, there's nothing they can really do. I mean, he did put himself in a good, you know.
But there is something people could do. They could cancel you. I'm not
like
talking.
He's been pretty kind of canceled, but like he's touring. But like he was on. He did that Artie, and he's had a bunch of opportunities. Now he's found his audience. The best thing you can do, like if people want to go see him, let them go see him.
He's still a funny guy.
He's not doing like he made that mistake. He apologized for it. People are going in on Nick DiPaolo, and I'm like, he doesn't affect my life at all.
They probably didn't even know who he was before this, and then
and then people get
absolutely correct.
And, and that outrage cancel culture is
that's what I'm saying.
Terrible.
Kevin Hart went through it, and you know he's like at the top of the scale, so he's not hurting. He's not like not eating because of that. But for
anybody has to do is just ride it out.
Yeah.
Because attention spans are short, and there's always somebody that's going to fill that void. There's always somebody who's going to piss somebody else off. The next day or the next hour, somebody will fill that vacuum.
If you don't have enough cushion to last you until then, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, if comedy is all he's ever done, he doesn't have a side job or anything like that, these clubs might be like, might not be a good look. We don't want our place burned down. Or we don't
No,
want
well,
chairs flipped over.
I mean, look at
there's that, but then you're going to get those people coming in who like that kind of stuff.
If you're selling tickets, people are going to show up, and the cancel culture is so spread out. It's not like it's it's not like it's every single person in every city. It's just
and it's
all over
largely
the place.
online.
And it's online. It's on the Facebook
They
thing.
don't organize in front of the club.
But they might.
There's a comedian coming to Hilarity soon, and I'm not even going to bring up who it is, but they did something political years ago, and people still will go on their Facebook page and be like, I can't believe you booked this person. They're so blah blah blah, and they just ride it out, and then people buy the tickets and they come see her. Or him, whoever it is.
Yeah, I mean...
Michelle Wolf.
Oh, is she coming?
Yeah, she's coming, yeah.
Oh, love Michelle Wolf.
Oh, yeah,
She's
she was
great.
in here right before that dinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
But people are bitching about her coming, but they're not from Cleveland. They're just people that...
People posting from Kansas,
Yeah.
like, how dare you? But, like, you weren't going to come anyway.
Right.
Like, why do you care who's at my
But
club?
it only takes... But the thing is, it only takes one person to ruin it for everyone. Like, it only takes one person that did pay to go heckle or throw a glass, and those get comedians like kicked out of clubs because they don't want to deal with your crap.
But one person is still one person, and I'll tell you what. And the more this kind of stuff goes on indiscriminately, right? It's not like people are picking and choosing and saying, "Okay, I can keep an open mind about this, but this thing over here, I've really got a problem with." It's just people getting pissed at whatever crosses their periphery, and that dilutes the whole thing. So after a while, clubs or any establishment that's booking entertainers is going to be like, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know, the guy sells tickets or the girl sells tickets, right?
And
We'll
that's-
sell jalapeno poppers and gin and tonics all night. We'll be fine.
Right.
If two people are outside with signs, oh well, you know.
It's real.
Yeah.
It's very real.
What's the worst that's going to happen? The news is going to come down and cover your show?
No.
Oh, no.
Right.
I don't want that.
They pull a Nipsey.
A Nipsey? I don't think anyone's going to assassinate Michelle Wolf. You know.
You don't know. People are crazy.
People are crazy. and
by the
that's
way,
always a threat, but even if that
Nipsey
could
Hussle
happen.
was in a gang coming up. It's blood in, blood out. So there was some old beef that was. It wasn't a random shooting. There was something going on
They
there.
didn't kill him because of a gang. I killed him because he was jealous.
Okay, but it was probably a dude that was a Crip with him back in the day. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's your background, well, best of my knowledge, neither Nick DiPaolo nor Michelle Wolf were ever Crips.
And there's people that are jealous of them. So at any level, political affiliation or none, like there's always going to be people that are jealous.
True.
So that's always an option that someone could be jealous and crazy. You got to still live your life. You still got to go and do your shows.
Just crazy times. I just feel like you need to have.
It's always crazy.
And even if you don't have any controversy around you, there's going to be people who don't like you.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be people who are mad
They will
that you're
manufacture
booked in general.
controversy.
Right.
Yeah.
They're mad that you're booked at all to begin with, even if you didn't do anything wrong. So 1, 2, 5 people, it's like, okay, whatever. But
I got $1,000 here for you. Your shot to go fund yourself. Good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. Go fund yourself. We have your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword SQUARE to the number 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info, standard data, and message rate supply in this nationwide contest. That's SQUARE to 200-200. Good luck and go fund yourself from 100.7 WMMS.
Did you see what Amy Schumer had her baby?
Yeah.
See what she named him?
yeah. I was wondering, well, I know because his middle name's Attell.
Attell. Gene Attell Fisher.
But I was like, I know that her and Dave are super close, and he like mentored her a lot, but I didn't know it was like that level.
But it's
you know?
pronounced Adele.
Oh, is it?
She's a big fan of Adele.
No, stupid.
Oh.
I thought you actually had
Dave Attell, the black guy?
Yeah.
Bill?
Yeah, right.
That guy?
We've had him in a
Dave
few times.
Chappelle, who's
Right.
been okay.
Yeah. I didn't know it was that level.
I was like, if it's a boy, why are you giving the middle name Adele? Oh, Dave Attell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that makes more sense. Makes more sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd ever be that close with somebody.
By the
To
way,
name a
I can't
kid
be
after
the
them.
first person to probably put 2 and 2 together and figure out that Adele got divorced because she had to come up with another album on her contract. You know, Adele got divorced, like she and her husband.
She's separating, yeah.
Right, they're getting divorced because she still has another album on her deal, I think.
That's not why.
Oh, what is she going to write about?
Yeah, I don't think that
Yeah,
someone
I'm
would
telling you.
intentionally go through divorce.
You don't?
Someone who's been through divorce, would you do that on purpose? With
If I
all
were
the
I were a
headache?
$1 million artist who had another album still on my deal that I had to come up with, and you've already written about everything else, What the hell? How many more weepies are you going to crank
I
out?
don't know who
That's
does,
why. I'm
who
telling
gets
you.
divorced for material.
I'm telling you, man.
I
I'm telling you. I could be wrong, but I could also be right.
I'm saying I don't think that's why she got divorced, but it ain't going to hurt the album.
Whatever. I mean, I'm not saying that people aren't creative in sadness and things like that, but I doubt that was like, if anything, it might have been a factor. Like, she's working so much because she has an album that has to come out, so she's not around, and it causes problems in the marriage. But I don't think she's like, man, I'm out of stuff to write about. I gotta get a divorce. Like,
all right.
What was Titus?
You know
did
how
that.
cynical show business is.
Titus was like, I think he opened one of his specials where he was like, I was working on a new hour, and I was like, man, God, please send me something. And he was like, congratulations, you're getting divorced. I think
That's right.
Love is Evil, I think, is the one that was
that's
on.
probably it.
Nobody does it on purpose.
Alan, can you explain why Amy Schumer is mad at Wendy's?
Probably got her order wrong.
I didn't even hear about that.
Hey, she's not eating for two anymore, but she's still eating for two.
For some reason, she seemed like she had the longest pregnancy ever. Like, I feel like she's been pregnant for over a year.
Oh, she joked about it. She's like, I'm still pregnant. And she was also pregnant at the same time as Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
So, they had their babies at the same time. So she's like, yeah, I'm going to get overshadowed.
I didn't know either of them were pregnant.
Really?
I had no idea.
You didn't know Meghan Markle or Amy Schumer were pregnant?
Do you not?
Really?
Obviously, you don't follow either of them on Instagram.
Talked about Meghan Markle
I've played
on the show.
but I've played Amy Schumer vomiting from morning sickness on the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do remember that. I guess I forgot.
Yeah.
I did not remember.
She posted a picture like 2 weeks ago on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't follow her.
She was like,
I don't follow her either.
Oh, you guys are annoyed that I'm still pregnant? Like, guess how I feel. Like, when she's like, why are you guys mad at me that I'm still pregnant?
I had no idea Meghan Markle. I thought they just got married like a month ago.
They wasted no time.
Okay,
a month ago.
I don't pay attention.
They got married
like years ago.
No, it wasn't. They got married in March or something last year.
And so it was over a year ago.
Okay, well, to me, it seemed like it wasn't that long ago because I don't pay attention to the royal family or Amy Schumer.
He's not plugged into E-News.
I
Nor
guess.
should you be.
No.
Amy Schumer, I guess, wants to boycott Wendy's over alleged sexual assault of farm workers. Now, again, that is awful. But apparently she didn't hear that they're bringing back spicy chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
And so I'm sorry, so sorry, but I'm on Team Pound Cake with this.
Did Wendy's ask them to sexually assault? Like, it happened, and I'm sure Wendy's, did they try and cover it up or something?
She says they are the only, now I don't know how she knows this, that they are the only fast food chain refusing to protect farm worker women from sexual assault in the fields. I don't know how she could possibly know that, but anecdotally, apparently she says that. But again, she clearly did not hear they're bringing back spicy chicken nuggets.
People are going to look at her in the same way they looked at Monique when she said boycott Netflix. Like, she is the white Monique right now.
What does one have to do with the other?
Because people looked at Monique like she was crazy when she was talking about boycotting
Yeah, but
Netflix.
Monique did that because she didn't make enough money.
Yeah.
She was mad that she wasn't getting a high enough pay grade, so she's like, everyone else should do it too. And they're like, God, no. Like,
if there's this rape of field workers is happening, that's bad.
Right.
I don't think Wendy's sanctions it.
Why we gotta suffer?
But I don't.
Wendy's is like, yeah, they're not supporting it.
I don't know.
But she's saying they're not stopping it.
It's not like Wendy is out there putting her pigtails over her eyes. So she doesn't see anything. She's not being willfully ignorant.
But Wendy's fries are
But
so
again,
good.
I repeat, spicy chicken
I gotta
nuggets.
try one of these.
I don't know when they're coming back. They could be just dragging it out.
How spicy? Scale 1 to 10.
I don't know, on the Scoville scale.
It's the same as their spicy chicken
I've
sandwich.
never had it.
You never had their spicy chicken sandwich?
No, I
What's
am a
1
wuss.
and what's
All right,
10?
well, then if you
One
don't
is plain.
1 is milk. What's 10?
Like Diablo sauce or whatever, like the hottest hot.
22.
Let's say a 5 would be like a traditional hot wing, like a buffalo wing.
I'll put it to you this way. It's so hot, I fed one to my dog, and then I had to teach her to walk backwards downwind.
Oh.
In order to keep her fur from catching fire. How do you like that?
I'm
that
not
was
gonna
not
eat it
easy
then.
to do. That's how good they are. I
I'm
had
out.
to retrain my dog how to walk.
I'm out.
All right. Hey, Queensryche is coming back to Northeast Ohio, no longer with Jeff Tate, but the guy that fronts him now is real good. Queensryche, Friday, July 12th, they're going to play the MGM Northfield Park. So if you want to see them, they were Seattle before Seattle was cool. I'll have tickets for you coming back. 35192 if you want to text for anything else.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free
216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Hello.
Alexa, play 100.7 WMMS on iHeartRadio.
Here you go.
From the Final Touch Construction Roofing Expert Studios, it's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. Cleveland. An iHeartRadio station.
I'll have 3-day weekend passes to Sonic Temple for you. Before we get out of here, that'll be closer to 5:20. When do I do Sonic Temple? Yeah, around 5:20 before we get out of here for your Tribe pregame. It's next weekend, so weekend passes. You want to see Disturbed and Foo Fighters and Ghost and 50-plus bands. Bill Squire and the Comedy Spoken Word Tent.
That's right.
On the final night of the festival. That's the 17th, 18th, and 19th. It is next weekend down at Mapfre Stadium in Columbus. So today, tomorrow, and Friday, I'll have tickets for you. 3-day weekend passes.
I have always read that as Mapfire Stadium.
Mapfire Stadium.
Every time I drive by it. When you
and
said
you were
it,
good at school.
It doesn't mean anything.
It used to be Columbus Crew Stadium, and then I don't know what Mapfre is. But.
Yeah, but you said it, I think, Monday, and I was like, he said that wrong.
Mapfire Stadium, everyone.
I was like, it's Mapfire.
That's right. It could be.
What is Mapfre?
It's got to stand for something, because it's all capital, too. They're all capital letters.
Yeah, company name or something.
Yeah.
Indians are down 0-2 in the series so far against the White Sox. 9-1 was the final score. First game, I think last night was 4-2 or something. Third of 4 is tonight, 6:10 here on MMS. Tribe will get another crack at him.
It's just insurance.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
And then the last in the series is going to be tomorrow afternoon. You will hear that on WTAM. But tonight here on MMS, 6:10 is your first pitch. So shortly after we get out of here, 5:30 is when your pregame will start. If you want to get yourself some gear throughout the month of May from CLE Clothing Company, use the promo code BARRY. It's BARRY. Barry for 20% off whatever you get. There's a lot of MMS retro stuff. They cut a broad swath, let's say that, over at CLE Clothing Company. Whatever you've got on the brain, whatever you're like, oh, I need socks, but I want them to be very specific. Go over to CLE Clothing Company. Just tell them Barry in your creepiest retail associate voice when you check out. Or if you don't think you can ratchet up the creep factor, just shop online. Just go to cleclothingco.com and type in Barry.
You want to know what Mapfre stands for?
Mm-hmm.
So it's an insurance company, but it's a Spanish insurance company.
Oh.
So it's
a Spanish insurance company.
And I am going to mutilate
Want me to try?
Yes, please. Come try. It is bad. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
No way.
Mutualidad. Mutualidad. Agrupación Propietarios Fincas. That's not right. Rusticas de España.
Mutualidad de la Agrupación de Propietarios de Fincas Rústicas de España.
Better.
But the company now only refers to itself as Mapfre.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
All right.
The other one really rolls off the tongue, though.
That's a tough one.
All right.
Mutualidad.
Based in Madrid.
Agrupación.
I want to visit.
Yeah, you want to go to Spain, right?
It's my dream place.
Your dream. So it's before Dubai. Number one before Dubai.
Yes, my number one. If I ever get some money in, like for a honeymoon, like I would like to go to.
Just
Barcelona.
for a honeymoon, you wouldn't just go there yourself? There's like companies that will. You can just go.
I don't trust. I'll be on taken. I don't trust traveling by myself.
No one's taking you.
I've never been to Europe, and I don't want to try. I don't want the first time
you
by
go
myself.
in a group.
Mm-mm.
You can go with a friend.
I would go.
I don't even trust my friend. Mm-mm.
Who are you going to go with? 8 people or a husband, you said?
A husband.
Huh.
You only trust the husband.
Your husband could be a con man who's going to take you there and murder you and steal all your riches.
Could be dirty, rotten scoundrels come to life.
Was it Monkey Boy?
What?
Is that movie?
With Steve Martin and Michael Caine?
Where he's the Monkey Boy?
Yeah, he's got like a patch over his eye.
What is his name?
I forget.
I forget. Oh my gosh.
They've remade it. With
the
Rebel
Hustle.
Wilson and
Catwoman.
Anne Hathaway.
That's her name.
They keep trying to make Rebel Wilson a thing.
I applaud people who can travel alone, but I'm not that person. I'm too scared for that. I have too much
But
anxiety.
if you could go with like one of your best friends or something.
Yes, okay. With
Yeah,
one of my best friends, I would do it.
I'm saying that's like it's something that is possible. I'm saying it's not that much money. Like it's a lot of money, but it's not outside the realm of possibility.
And you should never let
Ruprecht.
Rubric, yeah.
You should never let anxiety.
Excuse me, may I go to the bathroom?
Yes.
Thank you. You should never let anxiety stop you from doing something, Poundcake.
I shouldn't, but it's anxiety, and you don't know. Sometimes you don't know how to stop it. Sometimes it's over.
But what are you gonna? Right, but you just plow. I mean, what are you gonna do?
It's easier said than done. I'm more.
All right, but everything. You can sit at home with your thumb up your ass. I mean, Yeah. Okay, fine. Then you'll never see anything or do anything.
You know Carly, my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
She just went to Europe on this huge trip all by herself. She was terrified to do it.
That's bananas.
Right.
I understand a woman not wanting, especially one as slight as she.
She went in a group, and it was like and she had a blast. She loved it.
Oh, she went in a group.
Right, but that's it was her, but it's like a group of people that nobody knew each other.
Right, but you make fast friends.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It's like he could do.
Were they from all over? Were they just
all
Americans?
over the world?
Yeah, okay.
All over the world, like New Zealand and
Where'd
Australia.
she go?
She went to England, Amsterdam, Italy.
God, I want to go to Italy.
Switzerland, France, and
she went all over.
Iceland.
How much time did she
Boy,
have?
She was there for almost 2 weeks.
Everybody's got a boner for Iceland. all of a
Everybody's
sudden.
going to
Well, that was just
Must
like
be
the last
cheap
case.
or something.
But
It
she
is
said
cheap.
She said it was the most beautiful place.
It's so
She said it's so
cold.
weird because
It's so cut off from everything.
well, it's so cut off from everything, but also the
No ice.
environment doesn't make sense to
it's-
your senses because it looks so different there. It doesn't feel like you're on Earth anymore.
I bet.
Yeah.
The
But
peat.
Switzerland, she posted pictures of that place, and it looks incredible. That's a place I would want to go.
And my
I'm gonna go
mother-in-law's gone
anywhere.
to Switzerland. But, you got driving in another country's fun.
That would scare me. Like going down the.
But
what
again,
is
you
it,
can
the
just
Autobahn.
you can do. I think she went to Germany too. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they call it.
I know,
Yeah,
but
in
you're
Germany.
you're probably not going to be on the Autobahn.
But my friend is like.
You're not going to be driving 120 miles per hour in a car.
I wouldn't be able to handle it.
Her family took her, and she was like driving on the Autobahn for like. She was going 120. They were like, all right, stop it. Like you're going too
They're
fast.
like, all right, let's get it down to 105.
I've
She was
gone
going
down.
like 90.
I've gone 90
This is a school
before
zone.
and been like, ugh. Like driving home through the night, no one's on the turnpike, and I just want to get home. I'll look down and be going like 88, and I'm like, oh boy, like
when
take it
you're going-
down a little bit, like. But yeah, and that's even scary where you're like, this is so much power in this car right now.
When you're
like,
driving through like Iowa or Nebraska or North Dakota, you end up going 90, and then cars are passing you.
Yeah, well,
because
'cause they're
like
just, "Get me
it's so
outta
flat and so
here."
straight, and it's so easy to go that fast. Now, if there's any like turns or anything like that, then it gets a little dicey. But on those straightaways, 90's nothing.
yeah.
Alan, I had a dream about Whitney.
Now that's a dream.
That's a good dream. What she say to you?
And I kept pressing 2 on my phone, and then I woke up saying, oh, Whitney, you a bitch. All right.
I've gotten a lot of messages
About
about
Whitney?
Yeah, a lot
Whitney's
of people
great.
have sent me Instagrams and stuff like, dude, I can't handle Whitney right now. Like,
Oh, Whitney.
I think people would rather see Momo than Britney. They'll do the Momo challenge.
no, Whitney's too funny.
What's the Momo challenge?
That scary girl face that was in all the kids shows,
Oh.
the kids cartoons and
Oh.
stuff.
No, I like Whitney better.
Whitney's just like, she likes to keep it casual and real fun, and she's a chill girl.
Hot on the heat. That's a chill girl.
Chill girl.
She's just a real chill girl, I could do it all day.
She likes to have fun.
Yeah, she's a really relaxed, really laid back.
Weighed back and relaxed.
What's her favorite vegetable?
Whitney she really likes corn.
Corn. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone say their favorite vegetable is corn.
It's easy to eat,
corn.
and
I mean,
like it's pretty sweet if you get at the right time of year. The harvest, you got to get it at the right part of the harvest.
What is precisely the impediment? What is your speech impediment?
I can't see my R's or my L's. I struggle with them. I have
Yeah.
L and a W, I guess.
This is a mental thing, or was this the same as when you were a child? You just sound similar to when you were younger.
Yeah, but
or-
wisp.
I was on a kickball league, and
and you took one to the head.
it was a massive blow to the head.
Oh, how did you sound before that?
I sound pretty normal. I was like a normal kid. I would like to play. And I would run. And then I took...
Which you couldn't replicate now how you sounded before you got the blunt force trauma.
It's here forever.
This
is it.
All right.
This is how I speak now.
Because some people, they'll take a hit to the head and they'll inexplicably speak like with a foreign accent. You ended up losing some consonants.
Yeah, it's a couple of the letters don't work out right.
But
you know, I still make it. I still do pretty well for myself.
You've done really well for yourself. You're popular.
Yeah.
People call you a lot.
People call me and we talk on the phone, and it's like, you know, a really good pastime just to kind of hang out and,
eat some corn.
We eat corn, and I throw a corn party every year.
A corn party?
Corn party.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've got some acreage out there where you live then.
Yeah, it's a corn maze, and then you eat the maze.
Oh.
And that's how the party ends.
So to get lost, you just eat your way out. Is what you say. Yeah,
what kind of music do you listen to at this party?
Any kind you want, like country music a lot, rock and roll. Kind of whatever.
So you're not listening to Korn at your corn party?
We can listen to Korn if you want. Some metal, you know, whatever's on my Pandora.
I think you should start using the iHeartRadio app.
Oh, the iHeartRadio app.
Yeah. It's just more fun to say.
Yeah, what's popular on the iHeartRadio app?
Whatever you want.
Podcasts, apparently.
It's all free.
Podcasts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Huh.
You know the movie Anchorman?
Anchorman, yeah.
That guy.
With Ron Burgundy.
Yeah. Not Ankleman.
Ankleman.
Yeah, Ankleman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Ant-Man, but better.
Yeah.
What was his dog's name?
Ankleman?
Yeah.
Baxter.
And do you remember what city he was in and the name of his station?
He was in San Diego, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Channel 3. Channel 4? Channel 4 news team.
Yeah.
It's a
you remember
it's
the
a really
guy that
good
did sports?
movie.
Or no, the weather guy.
Champ Kind Sports.
Yeah.
Weather. Brick Tamlin.
Brick
Tamlin Sports.
And Brian Fantana.
Brian Fantana.
Yeah.
I like
What's the name of that cologne he had?
Sex Panther.
Who's the actor who plays him?
Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
And then who's the guy that plays Brick Tamlin?
Brick Tamlin. It's Steve Carell. He's really good. He's also into Office. His name's Michael Scott. He hates
Who plays
Toby.
Victoria Corningstone?
Victoria Corningstone. That's Christina Applegate. But I like her so much. I built Corn Husk, and I named it after her. It's Christina Corngate.
A corn husk. Wow.
What cologne you gonna go with? London Gentleman or wait? No. Hold on. Blackbeard's Delight.
No. She gets a special cologne. It's called Sex Panther by Odeon. It's illegal in 9 countries.
60% of the time.
Yep. It's
It
made
works
with bits of real panther.
every
So
time.
you know it's good.
It's quite pungent.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, it's a formidable scent. Stings the nostrils. In a good way.
Yeah.
Brian, I'm gonna be honest with you. That smells like pure gasoline.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
Mm-hmm. Those are good odds.
They really are.
Is anybody watching Dead to Me?
No.
It's pretty good.
That's on Netflix?
Yeah, Christina Applegate and that cutie Linda Cardellini.
Oh, are they killing people?
No.
I saw the picture. They're like sitting on a pool and there's wine like dumped out, like in their promo picture.
They meet in a grief counseling circle. The one woman's husband was killed in a hit and run, and the other woman's
a hit skip.
A hit skip. There you go. Mark is in Marathon, Florida.
How you doing?
Brittany,
on,
say hi to Mark.
Hey, Bill. Hey, Mary. How you
man.
doing? I just moved down to Florida Keys. I wanted to see if I could be a bureau chief.
Oh, yeah. What got you down there?
I was up in Cleveland for 6 years. I mean, I grew up there, but I'd had a stroke a few years ago, and I would do better in warm weather than cold weather.
I gotcha.
Yeah, but I was able to catch most of Mary's last Friday of the month comedy shows.
Final Friday, yeah.
Oh yeah, hey man, yeah, he comes out with his sister every month. Thank you for that. You've been to almost all of them, I think, right? Except March.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
I thank you. I loved it. You're a great hostess, and it was great to see Bill finally. I'll be back up and say hi.
All right.
For sure, man.
Marathon, you're almost to the end of the tip.
You know, I lived in Key Largo for a long time, and I lived in Marathon too. And you know, everybody knows what Key West is all about.
Sure.
It's great, but I like Marathon best. I think it's the most beautiful area. I mean, it's gorgeous now. It's so hot. I've started my first day of the job today. I almost died. Almost had another stroke. But
I remember
anyway,
my very first full-time job offer out of college was at a station in Key West. And I knew that it was beyond my skill set at that point, but I was so excited to get things going. And it was a buddy of mine who had gone down there and was running the station. But it was one of those like, well, you get paid in sunshine. And I'm like, well, unless I can, because you don't make anything in this business when you're starting out. And so I'm like, well, unless I can pay my rent with sunshine, And then it turned out that my buddy was like embezzling money from the company and all that. So I ducked a bullet, but Key West is still beautiful.
Well, I'll tell you, it's just beautiful, but the rent is like 3 times
as
much as it was when
That's shocking.
I guess the hurricane messed things up about 3 years ago.
Always does. But they got the
It's
Hemingway
beautiful,
Museum down there and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's gorgeous,
All right. Well, I'll put you on the list, Mark.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. There's Mark, who is down in Marathon, Florida, in the Keys. Hey, Matt.
Yes.
What's going on, Matt?
Hey, buddy, I got to tell you, Mary's doing that Britney thing. It's killing me. I grew up in a neighborhood. We had a kid talk just like that. He couldn't say his alls or his L's white. And we all went swimming at the community center one time. We're like 15, Beautiful girl behind the counter. She comes up and she says, I need your membership cards, and then I'll let you in the locker room. And we're dumbfounded. We'd never heard anybody but the kid in the neighborhood who talked like that. So we get in the locker room. He didn't say a word to her. We get in the locker room. We're like, Tom, why didn't you say something to her? This was meant to be. He just looked right at us both, and he was like, I didn't want her to think I was making fun of her.
And those two are married today. Aww. It's an amazing household.
They're perfect. Thanks,
sure.
Al.
All right, thank you, Matt.
Peppercorn.
That's
Wendy
right.
Peppercorn.
Hey, Carrie. Is it Carrie? Ken, I'm sorry. I misread that. Ken, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
What's up, Ken?
Once it wasn't me.
The Shaggy defense.
I mean, I love Mary's act of Britney.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah?
Thank you.
It's a great show. But I got a personal question for Mary.
What's
I'd
up?
like to know what her dad's first name is.
Why?
Does he owe you money?
Probably.
No, I grew up with a Santora in the city of Berea.
Tony?
That's...
Hey! And there could only be one Tony Santora.
Mm-hmm. Is that him? What's your name, Ken?
Yes, it is.
Ken is his name, Mary.
My last name, just ask Tony about Ken Stavoli.
Stavoli.
Hey,
huh?
Stavoli! Hey, Stavoli called in today. He said, hey, do you hear they're getting rid of Columbus Day?
Yep, I had a funny feeling that Tony was your dad, and we grew up together.
Okay, were you the one with the cat that they used to give cocaine to?
No.
Waste of cocaine.
I've heard that story before.
You gave cocaine to a cat? That sounds like a waste of money. Yeah. It's not cheap. Wasted on a cat?
That was not me.
He said that was some neighbor. Did you guys grow up in the same neighborhood?
No, I lived on the other side of Berea. Tony lived down off of No Bottom Road.
Yeah, on Pecan.
Oh, cool.
On Pecan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, yeah, I'll text him and let him know you said hi.
Say Stavoli says hello.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Ken. There's Ken.
No Bottom Road.
Is that what it's called? Did we say No Bottom
That's
Road?
a real road. It gets through the Parkway, too, in Berea.
Boy.
No Bottoms Allowed Road.
That character's so hard to do without laughing, by the way.
Whitney?
Yeah. I love it.
I didn't want her to think I was making fun of her.
I didn't want to think I was making fun of her.
All right, listen. I'm going to break. I will have those Tribe tickets for you shortly when they play the A's end of the month. The Static X 20th anniversary reunion, albeit without Wayne Static, but the original members are getting together, coming to do a show at the Agora on July the 10th. So I will have those tickets for you after we return. 35192, you want to text for anything else? or AlanCoxShow.com.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio.
the remaining members are going to reunite for the 20th anniversary of Wisconsin Death Trip. Their massive debut album came out in 99. Devil Driver and Dope are on the bill with them. Should be a good show. It's happening at the Agora on July the 10th. AgoraCleveland.com if you want the info. See the boys back at it. Static X, Devil Driver, and Dope. A couple of tickets if you are caller number 12. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
The Alan Cox Show reminds you, don't text and drive unless that text is, "Hey, Mom, who was the drummer for Supertramp?" That can't wait.
100.7 WMMS.
$35192. Want to send me a text? Another shot for you to text and win yourself $1,000 in about 8 minutes. 30 past every hour all week. You can go fund yourself. So your next one here momentarily. And then one last one this afternoon around 5:30, right before your Tribe pregame. First pitch tonight against the White Sox is at 6:10 here on MMS. How's your crypto going, Bill? Still got crypto?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
How much did you invest in that?
$6 million.
See, that's why I'm worried about him.
No,
he invested in something that has no inherent value, and he put $6 million of his own dollars into it.
No wonder he didn't like math class.
No, just a few $100. It's not that much.
One of the world's largest crypto exchanges was hacked to the tune of $40 million. Shocker.
Which one?
Binance. There's 1,000 of these things. If you're into pump and dump schemes, this is for you. The hot wallet that had been used to process transactions or whatever, about 2% of their holdings, but $40 million was robbed in a single transaction. I still don't know how they account for the inherent worth of these things. I don't know how they, these things are basically worth what somebody says they're worth, so I don't know how they arrived at $40 million, but whatever. I just want to make sure that your $200 investment is still safe and sound, Bill. Want to make sure that you're doing all right.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's a waiting game now. It'll go back up at some point, but in the meantime, you just kind of just, if not, you took a loss. It happens.
It's the nature of the game, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
Nature of all of it.
Got to play to win,
That's right. The CLE clothing code for the month of May, for the people who ask, is Barry, B-A-R-R-Y, rather. B-A-R-R-Y. You can use that, get 20% off whatever you get at CLE Clothing Company. A lot of people enjoy Britney. Some weird rods being popped in our audience.
Well, she loves you guys, too.
I assume by the male members of the audience.
Does Britney have a last name?
No, Brittany don't need a last name.
Brittany don't need a last name.
I'm
Good.
like Rihanna.
Yeah. Madonna.
No, Rihanna.
Yeah, all of it.
That's her middle name, right?
Shill?
No, Rihanna is Rihanna's middle name.
I don't care what her real name is. I call her Rihanna.
Robin Rihanna Fenty.
Robin Rihanna Fenty. Yeah, I'm just Brittany.
Okay.
Right, but people know her as Rihanna.
Okay, but her legal name is Robin.
Yes.
What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, but she's saying I'm like a Rihanna. I don't have a middle name, but she does.
I see.
Just saying, she does. She does have a last name, and that's she goes by her middle name.
Okay, she goes by her middle name. Understood.
Too much pound
Why
cake.
is that too much pound cake?
Because you're screaming about Rihanna's middle name.
Oh my gosh!
That's why we're trying to have a conversation like
Really?
normal
With Britney?
adults. Like normal. Yes.
I'm a normal adult. I can have a conversation.
Yes. Like normal adults with speech impediments.
Okay. My apologies.
God.
He's really wassailing up some fellows over there.
Are you all right, Pound Cake?
I'm fine.
Are you jealous of Whitney?
I thought her name was Brittany. Oh.
Whitney.
Oh, haha. Yeah, I got it.
What?
I thought he called her Whitney.
Whitney.
He's mad because I'm stealing all the men, all the boyfriends of mine.
Yeah.
I took Rupert from him and Richard. It's my boyfriend now.
Rupert and Richard.
And Carter.
Carter and Ruprecht. Uh-huh.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
Jesus. And there's a lot of corn in that yard, from what I understand.
What that mouth do?
I mentioned that Dane Cook did Tom Segura's podcast, Your Mother's House. It's him and his wife, Christina Pajitsky's his wife. They've both been on the show before, and she's a lovely woman, and they do a very good job with the podcast. And they had Dane Cook on. And the story is out there. It's not like it's never been told before. I don't know if it's ever been told in such detail. But Dane Cook famously had a lot of money embezzled to the tune of millions of dollars by his half-brother, who was a corrections officer. And when Dane Cook started to really take off, he pulled his half-brother out of this gig and said, hey, be my manager. And then he said in a way that motivated him to do better and get more successful since he had his half-brother on the payroll.
Half-brother's like your dad's
They had
son?
the same dad.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep, different moms, same dad.
Okay.
And they're the same mom. Or no, same dad.
Same dad.
Okay.
And his half-brother and the guy's wife are now in the jail that he worked at.
Oh, man.
And Dane Cook, in telling this story, was like, I have no regrets about it whatsoever. I testified. You give what's called a victim impact statement. And he gives this long story about how he had to deal with the IRS and trying to get his money back. And, when they raided his half-brother's house, they found $800,000 in cash in the walls.
How do you find that? So do they tap around and see what's hollow, and then they
and they just tear the place apart, yeah.
But when you do a normal raid, you're of course looking in drawers and
there's
stuff like that.
There's things to look for with
the walls.
If the walls are patched in a weird way or something like that.
I always like to
move
know
a
that.
picture frame. And just
I mean,
move a picture.
literally,
and,
yeah.
That's interesting.
It's a wall safe.
I was buying a home in California, so I ended up talking to my brother and saying, I found a new business manager out here. You're going to have a different position in the company. He did not like that because he'd been sending me fake statements for maybe 10 years. And I wrote him a letter on the Friday. I told him, it's going to be all right. And then Monday I woke up and I go, I think my brother stole all my money. And I went down to Bank of America, and basically it was like, yeah, there's nothing in your corporate accounts. Called the Attorney General's office. I said, you're going to want to find my brother, not only because of what he's probably stolen from me, I said, but probably what he's stolen from the state. So they got him. They arrested him and his wife, and I ended up having to go into court a year later. It was really unbelievable.
He was talking about how he made his money back. He said what he did was that he had about $400,000 in stocks that his half-brother couldn't get, but his brother was essentially trying to drain all these corporate accounts. Right?
Everything? How can you just get away with stealing everything and not have anybody know?
Well, he didn't notice it. He's like, when I walked into Bank of America to look at my account, they're like, there's nothing in here, So his half-brother, he said he must have felt some sense of entitlement or whatever, I don't know what. But he said that when it was time for him he took that money that he had in stocks and he rented arenas. Mm-hmm. So he's like, to do these tours, he's like, I didn't work with a promoter. I just rented the arena and then sold the tickets, He's like, and then just turned that over into more shows.
20,000 seat door deal.
It's right, exactly.
That's literally what he says.
It's like it's all profit.
Yeah, but if you can do it, do it.
So you didn't have to mess with you didn't have to mess with getting anything up front from a promoter, and then hope it didn't have to worry about guarantees or anything. So it's for people who, Dane Cook took his share of lumps, but for anybody to work as hard as you have to get to that level, and then find out, someone has stolen all
the money.
I think of the celebrities that got caught up in the Bernie Madoff thing. When I had Kevin Bacon on the show a couple of years ago, I was told by his publicist, don't ask him about Bernie Madoff because he lost some money. So naturally, I start with Bernie Madoff. And he wasn't particularly forthcoming. And I was just genuinely curious because there were a handful of people, but he did not want to talk about Bernie Madoff. And I wouldn't want to either. If I'd worked hard and had gotten fortunate enough in showbiz to make millions of dollars, and then some guy just takes it out from under you. Fortunately, you've got your skill set. You can go out and make more money. But you don't know.
But you're not in your prime like you were.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You don't know,
That'd be the worst, man. Someone you trust so much, you've known your whole life. Like, I couldn't imagine a family member doing that. That's gonna mess with you on some deep levels, like trust issues, and like you carry that with you forever.
Celebrities who lost a lot of money with Bernie Madoff: Steven Spielberg, Zsa Zsa Gabor, who probably has considerably less money to lose than Steven Spielberg, John Malkovich, Elliot Spitzer, former AG of the state of New York.
Oh, yeah.
Kira Sedgwick and Kevin Bacon.
Oh, they got them both.
Yep. Jeffrey Katzenberg, Larry King. Because, these people were probably recommending, and part of it's greed.
Yeah.
They're like, here's this guy who gets you this amazing return. It's almost too good to be true.
And it was.
Sandy Koufax. Larry King. A lot of these people. John Malkovich lost $3 million. Man. Jeffrey Katzenberg lost a lot of money. Zsa Zsa Gabor lost $10 million.
God damn.
That's probably all.
That's a lot of Zsa Zsa.
Yeah, that's probably most of the money she had. I've got $1,000 here for you, as promised. Hang on to it if you win it. I'll give it to a family member. You hear the promo we run. People are like, when we tell them they want, don't tell my wife. They want to keep it to themselves. Smart move. Good luck.
Hey, it's Rover. Go fund yourself. We have your shot at $1,000 now. Text the nationwide keyword GREEN to the number 200-200. You'll get a text confirming entry plus iHeartRadio info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's GREEN to 200-200. Good luck and go fund yourself from 100.7 WMMS.
Hey, Aisel.
Hey, how you doing, Alan?
What's going on, man? How are you?
Hey, doing all right, man. Beautiful day out here. Anyway, did you catch this local story about this church that's going through this multi-million-dollar renovation project, and these guys somehow hacked into the church accounting, pretended to be the construction company doing the renovation?
Yeah, I don't think that it's St. Ambrose out in Brunswick.
Yeah, somehow they got did they get $1 million or $1 million?
They got $1.7 million. Yeah, I don't think that they. I don't think they hacked them though. They sent them dummy invoices and said that they were the construction firm.
Ooh.
So I don't think that they hacked in as much as kind of pulled a scam on them.
Did they send them fake emails to tell them to send it to different accounts?
Yeah, right. So they got they got the church to wire money to a fraudulent bank account. And they lost almost $2 million.
From a church.
I think it's unbelievable. I think people should concern themselves with how much money a local church has. A local church had $2 million.
For renovations. Not even to keep the lights on, but for renovations.
Yeah, but wouldn't there be some kind of checks and balances that people talk to each other?
Listen, I have no idea. When I was growing up, our Catholic church basically had an old lady at the front office who did everything. So if you get one past her, it probably ain't too hard.
They got a nun up there with a yardstick slapping it in her palm.
That's right. They are going to wrap these hackers on the left hand until it hurts, Aisel.
You want to start a religion?
I caught the story for just a minute on the news, and I just rubbed my forehead. Man, I got to get in on this business somehow, and I have no resources to do it.
Tax-free, man.
But it's just staggering.
Yeah, it is. Interesting, though.
Yeah.
All right, thanks,
Anyway,
Aisel.
See you, bye.
Thanks, buddy.
I go to Aisel's church, Aisel's Angels. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wonder, people who do hack, if you get away
That's
with
not
it.
even hacking. That's just tricking.
But there are people that do hack,
Yeah.
that hack into bank accounts and stuff like that. So, if you get away with it, how do you just...
This is more of an old school. This is like a low-tech way to do it.
Invoices.
It's just wire fraud, yeah.
I just don't understand how people could just be cool about it. After you steal a bunch of money, I don't think in this day and age people could just be cool about it. You're gonna buy a nice car, you're not just gonna sit on it for a decade and you just spend gradually. You're gonna buy a new house, you're gonna buy a bigger house than what you know you can afford. Your spot will be blown up because
a lot of times when it's these situations, it's not someone that's in the States.
It's not local people.
Yeah, it's someone that is doing it from a remote location like Africa, those princess, like
The Nigerian
the
princess.
that's who does a lot of these scams.
I wonder who looks that stuff up. Like, who would think Brunswick if you're in Africa?
You're probably going.
Yeah, I mean,
you're probably just hacking into the records, or like just getting like the clients of the construction company and going from there.
Not that I would know. Not that I would ever use this information, but it's just astonishing that can happen, and that scares me.
Oh, I just started listening to this new podcast called Scam Wow, and it's all about
Scam Wow.
It's great. It's so good.
Scam Wow?
I'm Vince, the Scam Wow guy.
Yeah, and it's just different.
I scammed
scams.
you into buying these dumb towels for 10 years.
What's the best one you've heard?
There's a whole bunch, but there's like a lot of people like doing like healing crystals and crap like that. But
My
like
cousin's into that.
But they're not just doing that. They're like repurposing. I don't know. There's stuff like that. But the Disney episode was really interesting because there's all these ways that people would scam fast passes at Disney and then sell them on eBay and stuff like that.
Oh,
it's like a whole industry of people, and then like doing like unsanctioned tours, and they're like Disney has a whole scam culture that exists in the internet.
Vince, with Sham Wow, you'll be saying wow every time you use this towel. It's like a chamois, it's like a towel, it's like a sponge. A regular towel doesn't work wet. This works wet or dry. This is for the house, the car, the boat, the RV. Sham Wow holds 12 times its weight in liquid. Look at this. It just does the work. Why do you want to work twice as hard? Doesn't trip. Doesn't make a mess. Wring it out. You wash it in the washing machine.
Nasty.
Made in Germany. You know the Germans always make good stuff. Here's some
I like that to a selling point.
Yeah.
Anybody else would be like, and made in America, where, it's got, made in Germany. They do good work over there. They're known for the towels.
I have a friend that hooked up with him.
What?
Yeah, you know her.
And she admitted it?
She told a story about it, like
wow.
a storytelling show.
I want to keep that to herself.
Oh,
I can't tell you how many ShamWows I have, like, we've had around the house as a kid. My mom bought, like,
ShamWow.
Hella ShamWows.
The Germans are really good at cleaning stuff up.
cola, wine, coffee, cola, pet stains. Not only is the damage going to be on top, there's your mildew. That is going to smell. Look at this. Put on the.
I just like the speed of the rap these guys have too.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, look at this, because they've done it a million times, And he's got the fake headset on, like
I
he's
love that.
in the middle of taking calls from faraway places.
Or that he's like giving a presentation.
Yeah. Oh,
for
what's
people.
that? 10,000 crates of ShamWow? All right, to Hamburg right now. Sure.
Spill. Turn it over without even putting any pressure. 50% of the cola. Right there. You follow me, camera guy? The other 50%.
You follow me, camera guy? You follow me, camera guy, who's not moving at all? It's a stationary camera in my living room. You follow me, camera guy?
This ShamWow guy is pretty
like that.
problematic. Like, I'm looking at his mugshots.
Oh, yeah. He's done some stuff.
He's beat up a something.
He beat up a hooker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he got rich off this. He was like the Joe Francis of ShamWow.
Yeah.
He's the flow of ShamWow.
And then a slap chop after that.
Yeah, slap chop.
All right, slap chop.
Follow me, camera guy? The other 50%.
Follow me, camera guy.
I like how he goes, 50% of the cola comes right up, which means half of it doesn't?
Right.
Or, yeah.
You gotta get two
color
ShamWow.
starts to come up. No other towel's going to do that. It acts like a vacuum. And look at this, virtually dry on the bottom.
I can't live without it. I just love
Virtually is a great marketing word.
Uh-huh.
It means not.
Right.
Yeah.
it.
Oh my gosh, I don't even buy paper towels anymore.
If you're going to wash your cars or any kind of vehicle, you'd be out of your mind not to own one of these.
All I can say.
Oh, boy.
With Slap Chop. You're going to be in a great mood all day because you're going to be slapping your troubles away with the Slap Chop. Now look, here's a
Slapping your troubles away. That's what I call masturbating, Bill. Yep. I call it going to the restroom for a little bit of the old slap chop.
A little slap chop.
How you like that?
I'm pretty relieved now because I just had a slap chop.
Honey, what are you doing? I'm slapping my troubles away, dear.
potato. One slap, you got big chunks for stews. Two slaps, home fries in a second. And look at this. When you add a mushroom, the more you do.
Did you ever have a slap chop? They're pretty legit, actually.
I had a magic bullet. I have had
I love the magic bullet.
I have had so many infomercial things.
I've only had a couple.
I had a magic bullet. I had the ab lounge with the thing that you laid
God,
in.
yeah.
I had an ab lounge. I have a lot of ab things. I had an ab belt.
The gazelle.
I can tell.
I know, right? I had an ab belt, like the thing that you put on and it would contract for you. I had
the electrical charges.
Yeah, you put like these weird jelly, like sticky things on them,
like
and
defibrillator pads.
Basically, yeah, you put that on there, and I had that. I had so many different things.
Wow.
I've had like 3 or 4 different Beachbody workouts. I have hip hop abs.
So you were the queen of as seen on TV.
Oh yeah, I loved it. But not like
you don't have to switch any blades. Now, You love salad, you hate making it. You know you hate making salads. That's why you don't have any salad in your diet. Watch this. One slap. Salad. I love.
You know you hate making salads. Yeah, like that's what's keeping people from eating salads.
Making a salad so hard.
Very laborious.
Pizza too, but once in a while, get the veggies in. At least throw it on top of the pizza. You're gonna change your eating habits. Soup, coleslaw stuff.
Is this guy still like? Is he in the joint or?
I don't know.
I think he's out now.
5 seconds, 4 or 5 seconds, it's done. This tuna looks boring. Stop having a boring tuna. Stop having a boring life. Add this tuna. Put it here like this. Now you're gonna have.
I like that. Boring tuna equals boring life.
Have a nice
Wise
tuna
words.
salad. Look at this. You're gonna have an exciting life now. Look, here's a hard-boiled egg. One chop.
Now
you add
your
the
life's
pickle,
exciting.
You add the green onion. And what you can do, you can mix things together. You add the ham, and you're gonna love this. You don't have time to make breakfast.
What you can do is you can mix things together. Oh, you can?
He's teaching us so much.
guy.
He's not just about slap chop. He's about life.
That's right. The salad spinner, all of it.
Breakfast to go. You're gonna love my nuts. Watch this. Almonds, walnuts.
See, now he's getting a little lascivious. People go, oh, you know what? This guy's not just about salads. He's got a bit of an edge to him. I like that.
Comes with a cover, so you can do everything in the cover, all right? Or you can do it on the board, whatever you'd like. So easy, one finger. If I can do it with one finger, you guys can do it with your whole hand. Kids can do it. You know what they charge at the ice cream stores? $1.
I hate these people.
Kids can do it. You can do it with one hand.
And they're all the same. Like, they all try to lead you in.
Dude,
Like,
the thing
Billy
is,
Mays,
I
the guy
buy
that
into
died.
it. I buy into that
you
stuff.
do.
I sit there and I watch. I'm like, that would make my life easier. Like,
Are you kidding me?
oh,
I
dude,
never
all the
once
time.
thought that.
All the time.
I was like, it doesn't work like you say it does.
Now it's all the copper pans.
Oh, I've had, I want a copper pan. I've had a ped egg, which is like an at-home,
Yeah,
like
it's a
petty-
cheese grater.
Yeah,
Cheese grater for your
essentially,
feet,
that's
yeah.
all it is.
Oh, God.
I've had a Snuggies. I've had 2 or 3 Snuggies over the years. Like, I've had so many of those things.
He also had the lint roller called the Sticky. Remember that?
Oh,
He got it wet, the Sticky. He had a liquid cleaner called Invincible.
Not had that.
His real name was Offer. His stage name was Vince Offer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His real name is Offer Shlomi.
'Cause he's Israeli. or
Israeli,
something.
yeah.
For Shlomi.
He's not a bad-looking guy, but after you see the mugshot, you're like, wow, who hurt
right.
you?
Well, nobody looks their best in their mugshot unless
You could.
you're talking about one Bill Squire.
I don't look my best.
How drunk were you in that mugshot, Bill?
Nah, not that drunk.
He was more
Pepper
shocked
spray
out of it. Yeah, pepper
really
spray.
sobers you up. And it's not like I was super drunk. I was more tired and just annoyed. I mean, I was drunk for sure, but it wasn't like the most drunk I've ever been.
So do they tell you to smile, or they're just like, just stand there, take the picture? Like,
I think
what's
it's probably
the
a
process?
quick process. Like, hey.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
the driver's license picture? Like, you can smile if you want.
I mean, you're just kind of like it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and they're doing it, and they're just like, all right, here it
Slept on
goes.
concrete.
Yeah, I didn't even fall asleep at all that night. It was just miserable, but they were excited because they found out that I worked in the radio. They're like, "Oh, my picture's gonna be around." I'm like, "Cool, that's fun for you."
Wait, the officer said that, or the inmate?
The
Or guy?
officer that was taking the picture.
He's like, "My picture's gonna be somewhere." Wow.
It was a girl. It was a lady.
Oh, that sucks.
All right, let me break here. I'm going to have those Tribe tickets for you coming back. They're going to play the Oakland A's at the end of the month, specifically on the 22nd. So if you want to get to that game at Progressive Field, and then those weekend passes for Sonic Temple before we get out of here at 5:30. That is next weekend down in Columbus. 35192. Text for anything else. Live video stream, audio, whatever, at AlanCoxShow.com.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio.
going to take on David Justice and the Oakland A's. That is Wednesday. Does he still play for them?
I don't think so. I didn't even know he did play for them.
Pretty sure he did.
Not a team I associate with David Justice.
Maybe you should. Wednesday, May 22nd, they'll play at Progressive Field. Whoever's on that team will play. Indians.com with all the details. You can grab that MLB Ballpark app. You want to purchase forward, scan your tickets digitally. It's very helpful, okay? Tribe A's on the 22nd. Caller number 14. Those are yours. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Hello. Alexa, play 100.7 WMMS on iHeartRadio.
Here you go.
From the Final Touch Construction Roofing Expert Studios, it's the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. Cleveland. An iHeartRadio station.
There are three kinds of erections. Some are sexual, some occur during periods of nervous tension. There's a mysterious third kind that no one really understands. It happens when your schlong decides to take matters into its own hands. No reason boner. No reason boner.
We were talking about No Reason Boners yesterday.
Is this another Billy Joel song?
It is.
Let's analyze the lyrics.
We didn't start the boner. No, that's...
It was always burning.
Yeah. No, we were talking yesterday about the nudist resorts and Bill's firm resistance to them, right?
Right.
Fine. He's not into it. He's not into it. It's fine.
If other people want to go, it's fine. I just don't want to go.
Yeah,
I'm not going to chastise him for doing it, but Mary Lynn and Poundcake and I...
Stubborn 10th grade Bill over here is like, you can't help me.
Well,
I don't want it.
You
Because I don't want to go.
You have to want to help yourself,
We know,
Mary.
Bill. You're not going to go.
The video that he sent us today...
Hilarious.
It's hilarious, but also... One of the reasons I don't want to go. It's
We're
not just
going
I
to
don't
be in a video.
Trust me.
No. It's not about that. It's the things I don't want to see that.
You don't want a jet ski?
When we fill up his phone with our naked selfies while he's at home, he's going to wish he showed up. Somebody posted a 1980s promotional video for a nudist resort.
It's in Spanish, too. The title.
Yeah, Cypress Cove Nudist Resort. This is in Kissimmee, Florida. We were just down near there. I wonder if it's still there. You can live there. You can purchase a mobile home from a resident. And they've got some great lines in this, you know?
So funny.
I like when they say, just as nature intended.
Yes, and they're like handing out menus.
Volleyball and eating dinner at a restaurant.
And they're playing
just as nature
volleyball
intended.
on a court, but they're all wearing socks and shoes.
Yes. Just as nature intended. Water skiing, naked water skiing.
That's gotta hurt.
I would think that
You'll
would
fall
hurt.
down.
All he's got on is a life vest,
Yeah.
right?
I watched this while getting ready today.
It's really
Great
long,
music
too.
too. Yeah,
It's really
it's 8
long.
minutes. I'm not going to play the whole 8 minutes.
Florida's most beautiful nudist resort. People from all over come to Cypress.
Yeah, the resort itself is beautiful. The inhabitants, and again, this is almost 40 years ago, right?
My favorite's when the chick.
A lot of these people might be dead.
She's blowing bubbles.
Oh, Bubbles.
Ladies
Who's that guy?
He's the most famous guy down there at Cypress Cove. Very happy.
Cypress Cove for a vacation holiday that's unmatched anywhere else in the world. Imagine swimming, playing tennis, reading, relaxing, and even dining, all in the nude, as nature intended. You can do.
That guy's playing tennis with just sneakers and
I
socks
love it.
on.
I think it's so funny, dude.
Just as nature intended.
Do it all at Cypress Cove, where people dress or undress for comfort and to suit the occasion. Cypress.
To suit the occasion, if you're naked all the time, what does the occasion matter?
Yeah,
It's your anniversary or whatever you're traveling there for. They're saying you can come vacation there.
There's also a creepy part in this video, like a real creepy part.
I hope that I have time for it.
Cove is many things to many people. It's a natural retreat from the stress and pressures of the outside world. A place to unwind
Sounds very
and let
porno-y.
Mother Nature work.
Dude's fishing in the nude.
Right.
I don't want to have.
You
Hey, I got a worm. Whoops. Wrong.
See, like,
no
there's
thanks. You want
things
to bait
like
this
that.
hook?
Do you really? And like the water skiing,
no.
Like you don't want to water ski naked.
And there are certain occasions where you want to dress up, like that formal dinner that we had in Jamaica. It was really kind of nice. Where I was, you know, what did you guys call it? Fedorable, like where I wore my hat. Like I like to dress up.
He did. He looked like he just got off the road with squirrel nut zippers.
I was fly. I don't care what you guys say.
Worker soothing magic on your mind.
But these are also, if you're doing this, like you're trying to make a point. If you're a nudist, you're like, I do everything.
And body. It's hard to be uptight for very long at Cypress Cove. It's a place for the entire family to relax and spend a sunny afternoon.
Yeah.
Children love to play on the sandy beach.
That's the creepy.
The children love to play.
See,
but again, I don't think that there's anything inherently wrong with that.
No.
If you're
I
growing
get
up
it.
in that community, it's like a hippie commune like anything else. We're projecting our own whatever onto
I would
those
want
kids,
like an 18 and over thing. Just because I'm uncomfortable. I don't, you know what I mean?
I'm uncomfortable with all of it, just because it's not.
Like if there's a
looks-
16-year-old running around, I'm like, that person has sex, and they're just like young, and like I don't want to look at you naked.
I understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not that 16 and 18 are that different, but it's legal at least. You know?
Right. They're young. They're vibrant.
I just feel like a young man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand the point of it. It really
You don't
doesn't-
have to, Bill.
I don't
Yeah,
understand the
I'm just
point of most things, but I still want to have like a life.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
know.
want to experience
I've had
it.
a life.
You
Yeah,
haven't.
I've had so much life.
You haven't done anything.
I've done so much
You've
stuff.
never done anything.
Listen, when you have porked Filipinas, everything else is kind of downhill.
I
You know what I
guess.
mean? What he's been to the mountaintop.
Right.
What are you gonna do?
Ugh.
Right?
Just doesn't.
He has
It just doesn't look
has
appealing.
demanded cheaper bananas.
It doesn't look appealing to me. It looks really.
know.
Well, let's find out. Maybe they'll sell you.
Okay,
Maybe
all
they'll
right,
sell
all right.
you, Bill.
The music alone, man. I mean, like.
Is this on a loop there?
80s porno music.
70s porno. This is from 1980. It's 70s porno music.
Michael Jackson was
There's a
still
kid
black
in the
during
background.
this time.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, he was, wasn't he? He had his old nose. Just as nature intended. Boy, there's a lot of interlude here.
I know.
Like, give me the.
They're just skiing.
Maybe they said all they had to say.
And that's.
They're having a picnic.
Some B-roll. They're playing volleyball.
That's it? That's all the words?
Maybe.
I want to see like the live acts. Like people are like, hey, you know, they're directing the game or they're like doing comedy. I want to see that stuff.
I like why they just cut to a heron walking out of the water. This bird's like, what the F is going on here?
What are you?
I got to get the hell out of Florida. Bocce ball.
The European
There's a
game
couple
of
guys.
pétanque is popular at the Cove.
Wait, pétanque? The European game of pétanque? I just
that's
assumed
what
it was
she said.
bocce.
So now I got to learn a new game. You got to get naked and learn a new game.
Well,
Maybe
This
he
is
said
only
badonk.
the one in. This is the one in Florida. We don't know what the Michigan one's like.
Pétanque. P-E-T-A-N-Q-U-E.
Huh.
Pétanque.
What's that?
Pétanque.
It's like bocce, I guess.
Honky tonk.
Analogous to bocce.
I for real thought he said badonk, but that was.
Well, these guys are wearing shorts. Some of these old guys are like, hey, I've been a nudist for 50 years. I'm going to put on some shorts.
I don't like when they scrape on the ground.
Yeah, I was gonna say super low.
That water's cold.
The European game of pétanque is popular at the Cove, particularly with the French Canadians who vacation at the resort in the wintertime.
You and French Canadians?
Oh, the French Canadians are the ones wearing like the hats and the shorts.
Yeah.
You crazy Americans.
Yeah.
Is that their accent?
No.
There's too much wee-wee down here. Jogging in the nude. Hi.
Dude, here's the thing. If you go running and you don't have on like enough of a sports bra with like support, it hurts.
I gotta tell you though.
And your balls too.
Well, yeah, I could imagine.
I'm telling you, just from my own personal experience, it really only takes about 15 or 20 minutes for you to buy in. You
really?
buy in.
Like you're weird for that weird.
Yeah, because initially, I remember doing it. I was like, all right, here we go. And I took off my clothes.
Polar blast punishment. If Bill loses, he has to go to the nudist colony.
No, I don't agree to it.
You have to agree to it. Or
You
you're
don't have to agree to it.
agree to
She
it.
didn't say that you had to be nude, Bill. There's a
You have to
loophole.
go.
She said you have to go.
I just have to go.
You have to be nude for 10 minutes.
I don't want to. I'm not going to do that.
Dude, he didn't want to get shocked by a
But he
shot
agreed
caller.
to it.
She
You
doesn't
are
want
such a bummer.
She doesn't want
Why?
to take. She doesn't want to take lactation
But also,
medicine. She's
how
got
is
to do that.
How is that a good bit for the show?
For the radio,
We-
yeah.
yeah.
So we have
We're
to film.
filming it. We're all going.
No, you can't film that. I'm not going to let you film me
From
naked.
the neck up.
No.
From the boobies up.
You film me pooping.
Yeah.
But again, he agreed to it.
You are. What would it take to get you there?
I'm not going.
Got the back of my butt in that video.
We cannot underestimate the value of consent. Bill's not giving his consent.
Yeah,
It's all about consent. Ask the child for consent.
The child.
Before you
Ask
change
the
him.
child for. Oh, he's really jumping all over the place. Ask the child for
I was like,
consent.
what?
And now because Mary wants me to go so badly,
Hey,
I
I
will
molest
never
children.
You don't have to. It's one of those things where you're just so against it and so. Meh, 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 meh.
go. Because
You need to stop trying to change him.
I have to change him.
Accept the bill we have.
I don't like it, so I don't participate in it.
Stop trying to get
Like,
change
it's
from
not-
this bill. You're not going to get any change from this
No.
bill, all right?
This is
Let him
this is
come-
what they always try and do, Alan. They
I
always
know.
try and change
I'm
me.
with ya.
I can't
Don't
just.
with ya.
lump me in the
Oh,
they.
you're part of
Don't
they
lump
now.
me in the they.
You're just like all the rest
well,
of them.
you are. You're painting yourself as a they because
I am
you're taking it. You're taking his rigidity and his inflexibility personally.
No, I'm not taking it personally. I'm saying it's a bummer. That's like
but
such
it gets
a.
you very worked up.
Because it's like, why? Why are you being so
I
rigid?
agree, but it's him.
Because I don't like it, and I don't want to do it.
And
I
that's
like
the
to
only
keep-
reason you have. You don't have a good reason other than.
Do I need a
I
good
don't
reason?
feel like it.
I don't want to.
What's a good reason though?
I don't know. Something better than no.
I'm allergic to being nude around people.
False. So bad.
He's
So
a never.
false.
He's a never nude.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
what
David
about that?
Cross.
Yeah, I got my cut off jean shorts on.
That's right.
Well, if you want to see me naked that
I
bad,
don't
Mary,
wanna
I can
see
make
you
it
naked.
happen.
The fact that you're
I was-
so against it is what makes me be like, just do it. Like, why are you so against
But
it?
this is not somebody that like doesn't want to wear yellow tennis shoes. You can understand why somebody would
I
be
guess.
vehemently against being naked in public.
I guess.
I didn't want to get
It's not
naked.
public. It's a private resort.
I didn't want to crawl out of a car trunk buck naked and run around a parking lot for the
Yeah.
video, but I did it for the because it's funny.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Now, for funny, that'd be a different thing. But also, it's just not something I want to do.
It's fine.
And it's not anything I've ever thought about doing. It's just not. It's not for me.
Okay.
If
Bill
you want to go do it? Go do it.
Does
I
not
know.
want to be publicly naked.
It's fine.
Publicly naked at the Agora this weekend. There's music.
so much music.
I was like, is there any more words?
Let's see. I just picture the guy in the studio with his bass.
Can you 10-second your way through this music?
I can. I'm going
Sign up.
Oh, here we go. Now this person is only wearing a T-shirt. The back of
Donald
which
Duck in it.
It says tennis director is what it says on the back.
Your name on the sign-up board will assure you of a game, and the tennis director will help you line up a match.
Yeah.
Several
Who
tennis
needs more
clinics are held
balls?
annually for those new to the game, and a tennis pro is available for private lessons.
It's a double entendre here. They're like new to the game. Do they mean the game of nudity or the game of tennis?
Yes.
How do you apply for the position of ball boy?
I think each one of these people is their own ball boy. If yours are yellow and fuzzy, consult our staff physician immediately. Boy, you don't want to get too close to that pitching machine for the tennis balls.
Oh,
there.
right.
Oh,
No,
man.
Caught off guard, looking at somebody. Doom.
That's right.
If all this activity is not your cup of tea, you can always do absolutely nothing at all.
Shows a woman swimming. I mean, that's
so
doing something.
After a set of tennis,
You think there's a lot of chlorine in regular public pools. Think
Oh,
about the pool
yeah.
at the nudist resort. It would feel like hot sauce on your
Right.
junk. They probably have to put so much stuff in there.
Oh, I didn't even think about STDs.
nothing beats a shower
See?
and dip in the hot tub at Cypress Cove.
Oh, I'm not
It's
getting in
a
a hot
wonderful
tub.
place to relax.
It's all gross. Everyone's butt's touching everything. It's gross.
Don't sit down. Just stand up for 4 days or whatever.
No, I won't. I mean, he's vehemently against it, but I'm
Right, right.
telling you, it's fun. It's fun. He's
Yeah,
running
and
around
you
with
know
no.
what? You could tell if they had something.
And after a while, you're like, I don't want to put my clothes back on. You feel
Shaking in
weird.
the wind.
Oh, just whatever. Well, nobody's running around. They're not doing conga lines and stuff. You
Yeah,
know.
what was everybody doing while you were there?
Gymnastics.
milling around. It was a festival. It was
Okay.
it was nude stock, so it was a lot of people. I mean, a lot of fanny packs because there's no
still
pockets.
Just as fun, probably, whether people had clothes on or not.
Well, I mean, there were the only clothes I saw where there were people there were some women wearing like a sarong, if they wanted to keep their lower half covered or
but
whatever.
If they wanted to, but like the activity would have been just as fun had they worn clothes.
Yeah, it doesn't require
I
nudity
guess,
to have fun.
but I'm kind of like when in Rome. So
yes, I understand
yeah,
that. But I'm just saying, like, I don't even want to be around people in the first place. So I don't want to
He
be
doesn't want
around
to be around
them when
people
they're naked.
clothed.
Yeah.
Lots of boobies.
Yeah, I've seen
you
lots
can
of
see
boobies.
again. It is 2019. We can literally see boobies anyway.
Not in person.
Yeah, but it's not all
He
good
can.
boobies.
Yeah, but they're there.
There's some boobies that are good, and then
Boy, I'll tell you what. You really do though get the depth and breadth of the human form at these
Oh, yeah,
places.
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
I bet.
wow.
Yeah, I don't
People
need that.
are truly snowflakes. I mean, no two are alike. They really are. He's like washing her back in the shower. Now let's go have pizza.
And everyone's like weird
Everybody's in
body
the hot
hair and
tub.
stuff too.
The resort is the pool complex, where there's always a lot happening. Here's where many people spend the entire day.
That sounded a little freaky. There's always a lot happening at the pool.
Just relaxing, reading, and working on their
Breeding or reading?
I thought they said breeding too.
I did too, but I hope they said reading. Breeding.
It is a bunch of breeders.
Yeah. They just open up a door and you see a woman like peeling her face off and she's a lizard underneath.
My bucket list is a gay cruise, which is pretty much like a nudist resort, but that's what I want to do.
Uh-huh.
I would be down for that.
Tans.
Hey, you wouldn't have tan lines. Anywho. All right. Let me break. I'm going to have those Sonic Temple 3-day weekend passes for you. You will remain clothed the whole time. Unless you find yourself in a compromising situation. It's next weekend down in Columbus, if you want to get to that. 35192, you want to get a text in, and we'll be back after these.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app.
Last minute, 3-day weekend stadium tickets to Sonic Temple, which is next weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Mapfre Stadium in Columbus, SonicTempleFestival.com. If you want to look into the lineup, Disturbed, System of a Down coming back, Foo Fighters, Ghost, Papa Roach, Lamb of God, the comedy and spoken word tent, Bill Squire on the final night of the festival, Henry Rollins, Pauly Shore, and many, many more. 3-day weekend passes for you here. If you want to go, be caller number 14. Good luck. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Sorry, we're now legally required to return to the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
Alan, tell Poundcake about Jones Pond. I should send him this info. I know he's getting that winner. Jones Pond. Gay camping at its best in New York State. About 5 hours away. Clothing optional. Members only. Adult male, 21 and over.
Uh-oh.
Gay camping. Oh, boy. All right, we gotta go. On that note, what a transition. I'm famous for them, you know. What do you got coming up, William?
June 2nd, I'm headlining at Hilarities.
Hey!
Headlining at Hilarities, so maybe if that show sells out, I'll go to a nudist colony.
Oh, sell it
See?
out.
Yeah, there's a way to get me motivated.
There you go.
But only if I can get a door deal. So hilarities.com for tickets to that, and then follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Bill Squire.
Mary Santora?
May 23rd to the 25th, so not next weekend, the weekend after, I am headlining the Funny Stop. It's my first time headlining there, so there's 5 shows. If you guys want to come out to that, that would be awesome. You can get tickets at funnystop.com. And then my Instagram is Mary Santora Comedy, and my Twitter is Mary_Santora.
What?
Mary
He's making fun of Pete.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you hear me talking about Jones Pond? The gay campground in New York State?
Yeah, I kind of heard it.
5-hour drive, buddy.
Oh, good. That's good luck. Yeah, okay.
All right, what do you got?
Just Radio Cody B if you guys would like to follow my shenanigans. That's all.
Okay, good. You'll find me out there, Twitter, Instagram, all that, at Alan Cox Show. Today's program is available on demand through the iHeartRadio app. We archive the live video stream, too, on our YouTube channel, which is The Alan Cox Show. And that is it. Before the Tribe pregame, give another chance for you to grab $1,000. So listen for that chance to go fund yourself. And that is all. Thank you very much for hanging out. We'll reconvene with you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Your Tribe pregame is next. First pitch against the White Sox coming up at 6:10 on MMS. And I will see you in hell.
And now I must leave you as the Brady Bunch is on, and I find 4 of those children incredibly arousing.